said, it's not just a hoagie. It's a primo.
Phil's shutout. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by Martin Law, Philly's original law firm for injured workers. Schedule a free consultation today at paworkinjury.com. The Phillies began their three-game series with the Padres yesterday, and they were blanked in Game 1, losing 3-0. Zach Eflin made his first start after coming off the COVID reserve list. He went 6 innings, allowing just 1 earned run on 5. On the season. They're back tonight when Zach Wheeler toes the rubber. He'll go up against Blake Snell. We are broadcasting live from the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament, live from the Penn Oaks Golf Club in Westchester. This update is also brought to you by the New Jersey Division of Travel and Tourism. Boost your mood in New Jersey. Savor sea breezes, the call of adventure, or drift into the blue. Find it all at visitnj.org. Keep it locked in the Fanatic for all the latest news and information. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic. Thank you, Tom. That was a good start. That was great.
Just like me.
There was like a nice long pause.
Hey, Tom.
Great. Like the pauses were like.
Yeah.
Tom, hey, it's Eric.
Get a better start to the show than that.
No.
Can you hear me? Yeah, can you do me a favor? There is a bumper that just aired that it's called Dawkins Golf Bump or something. If you go into the links category, there are 4 of them with the same names, but like V1, V2, V3, V4.
And him.
When you come back from your,
you're the last two
instead
in the
of
tunnel.
coming back with a now more Anthony Gargano and then the music bed, throw another one of those versions of the golf thing in there, the Dawkins golf thing in, and take Anthony's return out for each stop set. All right. When I put all the bumps in, I only put them in going in because I thought I wanted to have like the individual show stuff going out, but I don't want to do that.
You can.
All right. Thank you. All right.
When you live with it, you got such reference points.
Oh, yeah.
This may be an overstatement. When you see him just sitting here, it's larger than life.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's just, it's just weird.
Well, dude,
It's just weird that he's just sitting
I was
here.
wearing his jersey as a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I was 10.
It's funny because I always loved him. Like we were always tight, like friendly.
Yeah.
Like he told me stuff,
Right.
which I alluded to, and he remembered.
Yeah.
Like I wrote a story, and I always believed in preservation of not making them heroes, talking about the struggle, but also just be cognizant that the 10-year-old Tunis is going to read about his favorite player.
Right, and something.
That it's something to enjoy.
Right.
I think that's one of our problems is that
Well, that was old school journalism, right? The Babe Ruth stuff.
yeah.
You know.
Like there's no need to you want to. Everybody's fallible. There's no need to rip people down.
What's going on? Huh?
Is anybody a Marvel fan?
I'm not actually. Surprisingly, I'm not. Yeah, he probably is.
A what? What kind of fan?
Marvel.
Oh yeah, get out.
Because we're doing a Brian Dawkins Wolverine.
My kid will love that.
We're doing a pre-sale today. It comes out in June, but we have a special edition with Brian on the cover.
Wow, let me see.
We're doing $30 standard and $150 for a
That's awesome, man.
All proceeds go back to the foundation.
That's fantastic. I'm gonna come see it in a little bit. Where are you gonna be at?
I'm right over there by the.
I love it. That's fantastic. Oh, that's very cool, man. Yeah, buddy. I got you, buddy.
Oh, thank you.
That's cool, man. I'll talk about it on the air, too. You got it, buddy.
Yes, I'll be right over there. Whenever you're ready.
Oh, man.
Guys, have a good show.
Thank you.
Mind if I see the plaques?
How much time there, Tom? 2 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. Can you play it coming out? I mean, the guests are going to be, like, nothing scheduled, right? It's going to be stuff like that where... Yeah, no, I mean, have them ready. I don't care if Tom from Alabama has to wait. If he's even on, is he on hold? That's my first guess.
I don't see any calls here.
Oh, okay.
I don't think there's any calls. It's weird how some of these guys start calling it out of the blue.
Yeah.
And then they become like these regular callers.
Tom, Alabama.
Like, where'd he come from?
No idea.
Like, so.
What's up?
Is this working?
Wow, really? That's interesting.
What happened?
Bradberry, 1 year to the Eagles.
Wow.
That's a great.
It's a great signing. So just so I'm looking at, there's no callers, right, on the line? Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure that the thing was working. All right, back live at Penn here in Westchester. How about it? Loving it, loving it. By the way, we got good Eagles vibes happening right now, and even better because as we sit here today, the Eagles got help in the secondary.
Yes, they did.
That's it. We talked about Bradberry being out in the market. And a lot of interest, and the Eagles have signed a very good contract, 1 year, $10 million. So you get a free look-see at a corner which you really, really need. And again, it helps you. This defense is suddenly taking form, right? Like we love what they did in the draft. You got a couple pieces. You know, you love Reddick, what a big signing that was. Mm-hmm. So you start to look at their defense because you know their offense is very, very promising. That their defense, which was an issue last year, is starting to be fortified. Another, I think, strong move by one Howie Roseman.
Yeah, and this changes my season outlook a lot. I'm not going to sit here and say, Eagles Super Bowl by any means, but it changes my outlook.
Oh, I mean, like, they're a legitimate conversation to win a division.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing. So Jalen Hurts, we still have our questions about. But in terms of overall hole, where you go, all right, where's the hole on this team? The hole is the safety position, and that's really it. Because the holes were, all right, question mark with quarterback. I can't go hole with Jalen Hurts because he doesn't stink. He's not Garrett Gilbert. He's not going to kill you. He might not win you games where you have to throw, but he's not going to kill you. It was that second corner position that you were like, ooh,
yeah.
All right, who's going to play out there? Because there was talk about moving Avonte Maddox out there.
And he was a good slot.
And we saw 2 years ago,
yes,
he was awful on the outside.
He can't do what he outside.
But he's a great slot corner.
Exactly.
So now all of a sudden I have 3 legit corners, both on the outside, because Darius Slay, is locking down whoever he's up against. So now you have 2 legit corners, a slot corner. The line is great, right? Even though Fletcher Cox, everybody says he lost a step, right? You have all these great rotational players now.
Yeah, but here's the other thing about somebody like a Fletch, right? The beauty of where we stand now is it breathes a little bit of life in the guys too.
Yeah.
Remember something. When you go into a season, you look and you go, guys are sharp. They know how good they are.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact is that when you suddenly get excited, you go, look at this team. All of a sudden,
you're right.
Fletch gets a little rebirth.
Yeah.
right? And the next thing you know, yeah, there he is making a play here, play there. That's how it works. Look, I think Howie has done a phenomenal job managing this roster this year.
He deserves a lot of credit, man.
I mean, at some point we got to dive deeply into him and what he's done transformation-wise. I think he has done a tremendous job. Look, we know about the drafts past. He's had now two really good drafts.
Yes.
2 really good drafts. Nobody saw the Wentz curveball.
Nobody.
Look, you can't even be revisionist about Carson Wentz.
Right.
Because if you
I knew
say,
from the beginning. No, you didn't.
Well, here's the thing. If you say they should never have drafted, then you go, well, wait a second, because we all saw his first couple of years and how great he was.
Right.
And he was legitimately
borderline MVP.
He was legitimately really, really good. And he was arcing to be a 10-year, 12-year star in this league.
Yes.
All right? Now, no one could foresee that the way the circumstances happen and you win a Super Bowl and he's on the sidelines. And I, to this day, think that's what freaked him out. If you go back to the root of all his issues, it's the fact that he gets hurt and they go on to win.
Yeah. And there's those reports where he was getting in arguments with teammates. Apparently, there was a Darren Sproles scuffle where.
Well, I was all about him feeling sorry for himself,
right? And that's like, come on, dude, like that's.
Well,
that's
again,
wild.
and listen, look, we all played sports, right, to some level. Now, we all have our own ego. Ego is, look, it drives us to do bad things. All right? To think it's suppressing the ego. We all have one, and we all have it in our mind. And the ego always whispers to us, right? And no doubt the ego was whispering to him.
Hate Nick Foles.
Right,
Carson.
They can't win with that. Root against them.
Yeah.
Right? Like the whole thing. Like if you think about it, how many times you play, you go, you don't mean it, but you go, man, well, if this guy gets out, now I'm up with the bases loaded. I can be the hero. Right? That's ego whispering to you.
Yeah.
And it's up to you to suppress those thoughts and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that's about. And I think that was the root of all Wentz. The root of all Wentz was that.
Yeah, and that was a major killer in terms of your future because you invested so much money into him and plans completely changed where he all
exactly. Now, I still think drafting Jalen was a mistake, but whatever.
I do too.
I get, and I understand what he was trying to do. He was trying to have cost and control cost of his backup quarterback because he saw what Nick Foles was getting.
Right.
And it was in theory it was smart. Like in theory it was not there was thought behind it, and in theory it was smart. The problem is sometimes theory gets, it's like Joe Banner. Joe Banner was a great president and GM. He really was. Mm-hmm. He understood nobody could negotiate a contract like him. However, in theory, sometimes you really can't win. When you win, you don't win. Because what happens is you have T.O.
Yeah.
Right? Or you have Trot.
Or you have Doc.
Right?
Turn 30.
And I was just about to lead me full circle.
Yeah.
All right? I was always in threes. Remember that, Junes.
That's true.
Right? It's a Trinity thing, right? So I start with, the T.O., I go to Trot, and then I go to our man of the hour, Brian Dawkins, as we are here live at his golf tournament, Penn Oaks, right here, Westchester, Penn Oaks Golf Club. But that whole thing, Tunis, is, again, you can't win. So I understand what Howie has done to turn over this roster has been supremely impressive.
Yeah, and one of the things that I really got on him for, and of course the drafts was obviously we all knew the drafts where he struggled, but one of the things that I really got on him for were what seemed to be thank you contracts after the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Alshon Jeffrey didn't need that kind of money and didn't need those kinds of years. There's some other players that he gave some big contracts to, and I was wrong about Brandon Graham. I thought he didn't need 3 years. I think it was like 90 or 30 million. He got a big contract, and I was just like, all right, I don't know about that one. But then he bounces back. He has an incredible season the year after the Super Bowl. Even though they didn't win, they didn't go as far as we thought they would. He had an incredible year, and then had an incredible year following that. So I was wrong about that one. But there were some contracts where I was like, dude, what are you doing? And then he had to do the kick the can down the road, and he kept on doing.
You also know that, right?
Yes.
You have that in your pocket. I mean, that's something they all do.
Right. But I thought it just at times it hurt them in certain areas. They were cap struck and all that kind of stuff. But he's found a way to get out of it. And he's found a way to draft better. I think some of it is not overthinking. I remember we had Jeff McClain on a couple days after the draft, and he straight up said it, that there might be a let's not overthink it notion that has gone through NovaCare.
Yes.
And that's why you see 2 Alabama players drafted in the first 2 rounds 2 years ago. You draft 2 Georgia players, the best defense in college football. You draft 2 Georgia players from the defensive side of the ball. And I think maybe I don't know if it's a mature moment, or I don't know what it is, but I think he's becoming a better GM in all scopes. We always knew that he could fix caps and that he could make trades. But if he can lock down this draft, which he has the last 2 years.
Well, because, listen, making trades is one thing. I mean, that's not what you're talking about is roster construction.
Mm-hmm.
Like the overriding for the NFL GM. It's a little different with NBA. We talk about Maury and stuff, and I have something with that I got to get off my chest soon.
Yep.
But when you're thinking about the NFL, it's such a big job.
Yes.
Because you're talking about a 53-man, you're talking about a huge roster with moving contracts. There's all kinds of moving parts, and you're trying to put it all together. This is from Adam Schefter. James Bradberry had 11 teams reach out to him.
Wow.
His agents whittled it down to 3 teams, and Bradberry chose the Eagles over the others.
And it's probably a smart move, because if you're James Bradberry's agent, you go, all right, well, teams might not want to throw to him, but they don't want to throw to Darius Slay, so they're going to try to find ways to avoid both Slay and Bradberry, and maybe
seriously,
right. He had statistically had a good year last year. Actually, a pretty damn
be that dude. I don't know.
maybe.
And so then it leaves the Eagles and Cowboys for the division. And you go, look, so much of it now is going to be on Jalen, right?
Yes.
Like, Jalen comes in, and it should be. Look, we talked about, I've told you a couple times now about a text I received because Jalen was working out with Tom House, and a guy I know saw him and said, I unsolicited, I got a text saying, yo, your boy looks good, right? So, okay. We could all sit back and forgive, and he was horrendous in that Tampa Bay game.
Yes.
Horrendous. And again, he had moments, obviously with his legs. He's going to have to show you with his arm. And, listen, we could easily forgive last year and go, all right, growing pains.
Yep.
If you take that step to really understand the position, so you're getting the ball out quicker.
Mm-hmm.
If you've worked on your arm physically, it should be on him.
I would absolutely love to be wrong.
Well,
Right?
it's not being wrong. It's more of like you weren't wrong when you said this is what he looks like.
Right.
Now, if he turns into a serviceable quarterback, maybe even better, I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But at the moment, that's what he had to do. So, to me, this is a great thing that all the pressure's on him because it's truly
Yeah,
sink
you
or swim.
find out. You'll find out.
Like, this is it.
And that's why you move one of the first round picks the next year.
Right.
As a sort of security plan.
This is it for Jalen. You got it. Like, here you go. Like, to me, and this is going to be my approach. My approach is going to be leading up to the season that I'm going to have the open mind.
Yep.
I'm not going to think about any other quarterbacks. I'm not thinking about the future. I'm going to hope. I'm going to have an open mind and hope that he's the guy. And I think you'll know within the first 8 games, or 8.5.
Yeah.
You'll know within the first part of the season, this is it. Now you got to get some time with AJ or close him and AJ Brown, which is awesome.
Yeah, part of the reason why he's here.
So the fact is, Jalen does have a great demeanor, and like that all is good. Like that's all really, really good. So it's like, to me, we go into it with there's no ceiling. You could win a division.
Yeah.
So here you go. It's on your shoulders.
There's a lot of talent on this team.
Go ahead, kid.
There's a ton of talent on this
I
team.
agree.
Right? Like, you look at this squad and you I know it's always on paper right now, but you look on paper, you go, wow, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith.
And I'll tell you this. I like Sirianni.
Yeah.
I told you this last year.
Mm-hmm.
I like him. I think he's bright. I like him a lot. And I think now we'll talk about Gannon. We'll see. Now he's got no excuses either.
No, he's
He's
players.
another one who's got no
The
excuse.
safety position's still a question mark, but other than that,
Yeah.
9 of your 11 players,
Right.
you're like, okay, let's go.
You got no
Like, you have
excuse,
legit
dude.
linebackers this
Yeah.
year. But you haven't
Yeah.
had legit linebackers in a while.
Yep. You got no excuse. So the two guys I think going into the season where there's no excuse is Jalen and Gannon,
And future head coach Jonathan Gannon.
which I still, you got to show me more than that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right. So all right. The Eagles now with Bradberry clearly on the table that we'll discuss where they are. And then the theme of today's show, because we're at the Brian Dawkins Golf Tournament here at Penn Oaks Golf Club, which is just beautiful on this gorgeous day. No humidity. It's just
It's beautiful.
what a
out.
morning. It's just
It's a good day to sign James Bradberry.
it's a great day. It's a fabulous day.
awesome.
So, in addition to that, I want to get into this topic. And before Doc sat down to hang with us, I was telling the story of that Doc team, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Donovan, Trot, Big John, Trey, B. West, that team that will always be special in my heart. I love that team. And the greatest thing for that team is winning the Super Bowl. Because now you don't look at that team critically, oh, yeah, you never won.
Right.
Like, because you got the Super Bowl, right? And you look at that team and you could just look individually and go, man, you guys were good, really, really good for a lot of years.
Yep.
And you could appreciate what they did.
Yeah, it washes away a lot of the pain.
It does.
You feel a lot better. You're right.
And I think about Donovan. I go, I had a lot of joy watching that dude play football, man.
Yeah.
Lot of joy watching him. He was our guy for a long time.
Yeah, my childhood quarterback, man. So I'll always feel a certain type of
Well,
way
you
about him.
and I were talking about this on the way. Judas and I we have these conversations
Yes.
leading into work. And we got into this thing about the generation quarterback, right? So Judas' generation, if you're in your 20s, you love 5.
Yeah.
Because 5 was your guy. You were 10 when watching 5 roll, man.
Right.
And your 5 is my Randall.
Correct.
Like, I was a Randall, love Randall, right?
Right.
Because he was my childhood quarterback, right? So I looked at him.
And with talent, right?
Right. And Jaws, Jaws
Right.
leading into Randall. Like, I love those guys, right? And, that's what – it's funny. But when you look back, you step back on it, the fact is he was good for really good for a lot of years. And it feels nice that we could celebrate this team years later and not have any hang-ups because, look, we had to experience the Eagles winning. That was a huge weight. Like, we got the Sixers are a different weight. The Flyers are a different weight, right? Like, the Phillies, it's still, fresh in our mind. Not fresh, but it's not the memory hasn't yellowed. Right?
Right.
But Sixers and Flyers, people weren't born. So that's a weight. The Eagles, knowing what they mean to this town, having won, it just takes some of the pressure.
Yeah, you're not as angry at certain
Right.
results.
Right.
Like, oh, my God, you had the lead at halftime
Right.
in this game. How could you lose to the
those
Cardinals in
games.
08,
God,
right?
Yes, right.
You were supposed to
my
be in
God.
Tampa, or you were supposed to beat Tampa, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that Tampa game was still like the
Yeah.
worst game ever. And it was
But it
funny.
doesn't hurt you as much.
No, it
Like,
doesn't.
if you sat down and thought about it, yeah, you'd feel pain.
Pain.
Like, if you literally dove
Pain.
deep into it. But when I just say the Tampa loss, you go, oh, man, that sucked. Like, not as painful as it used to be for you.
Agreed. It's the fact when they win, it's just relief. As much as it was joy and rapture, right? It was relief there was a sense of relief that came over all of us. And so now we can look back, and we can also start a fresh season, not with a weight on our shoulders. Correct. Obviously, they got to win. Doesn't mean that you change your expectations, but the gigantic weight of the world. You know that picture of that famous sculpture of Atlas?
Yes.
That we referenced not long ago? That Atlas piece, you don't have it. All right. Coming up, we'll open up the phone line, 610-632-0975. We will also, we'll talk about the Birds and what the Bradberry signing means. But, dude, I also have a bad fear, a major, major fear that I have to get off my chest. I mean, it's big-time fear, dude. Oh, my big-time fear that I got to get off my chest. That's coming up. We're live at Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament. The Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament from Penn Golf Club in Westchester. Beautiful place. It's presented by the McDade team at Cross Country Mortgage. All proceeds benefit the Brian Dawkins Impact Foundation, dedicated to bringing transformational moments to young people in underserved communities. To donate, go to briandawkins.com/impact-foundation. It's Cuz Radio with the Tunis right here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Parks.
And let me tell you about the BetParks app.
All right, if I could just have everybody's attention really quick, I wanted to welcome everyone to Penn Golf Club today for the Driving Impact.
All right, the Eagles made a signing. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. You may not always need a new water heater, but when you do, choose Bradford White. The Eagles signed former Pro Bowl cornerback James Bradberry to a one-year deal worth $10 million, so a good move for the Eagles because now that shores up the cornerback position number 2 because you already got Darius Slay on one side, so a lot of excitement for the Eagles today. We'll be talking about that all day today as we broadcast live from the Penn Oaks Country Club. It is the Celebrity Golf Tournament led by Brian Dawkins. This update is also brought to us by Wawa. Welcome back to Wawa Siptopia, your handcrafted beverage happy place. Enjoy smoothies, refreshers, hot and iced lattes, or try the new frozen coffee and frozen refreshers. Got to have a Wawa. I'm Andrew Salchunas. This is 97.5 The Fanatic.
All right, let me tell you about
He's going to do it after the stinger here.
All right, let me tell you about the BetParks app. That's right. You got to always have it on your phone, the BetParks app, because we got another odds boost you can't miss. It's game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Listen, Golden State and BetParks, here you go. Odds boost promotion for all customers. You go to the App Store, click on Boosts, right? The BetParks get even odds boost. Bet that one player will score over 30 points in Game 1 tonight and get odds of plus 100. Even money. Come on, Luka can't score 30 tonight? You for real? Go to the app or go to betparks.com for this odds boost for tonight's game. Again, it's really simple. You get even money on the odds boost for someone to score 30. We had one last night. Jimmy scored 41 last night. All right? 41 he had. All you got to do tonight, you can win again. Somebody scores over 30. Luka in tonight's Game 1, Dallas Golden State. You got to bet before 9 p.m. tonight. You don't need to pick the player, the team, or any of that stuff. I think Luka's going to do it. You get even money. Website's got all the terms and conditions. Got to be 21 in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah, look at that plate. Look at all that. If you want to go get some food, there's a ton of food in there.
You gonna eat a pretzel, Coach? That shocks me. It shocks me too. You want me to grab anything?
No, I'm good for now.
Good for now. I'm gonna have a little bacon.
You know what? I'll take a couple of bacon. Can't go wrong with bacon.
You can put bacon on anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
Right. Put bacon on pretzel.
You put bacon on a pretzel and it's good. And it's better.
Oh, Coach. Rough times, Coach.
I hear you, man. mother-in-law and father-in-law, both with COVID, live in Florida. My father-in-law got COVID, went into the hospital in the ER because he has a heart condition. Went to the ER. While he was in the ER, his kidney, he only has one kidney, his kidney failed. So he's in the hospital. My mother-in-law, who was with him, they won't even let her in the hospital room to see him because they wouldn't even let her stay in the hospital because she was with him. He had COVID. They told her, go home, we'll update you. One day later, she has COVID. So on Monday afternoon, myself, my ex, and Cam all flew down to Florida because my father-in-law was so bad that we didn't think he was going to make it. That's why I was on.
What's up, brother?
How you doing, all right?
How are you? Give me a pound, baby.
Doing good?
Good to see you.
Yeah.
What a beautiful place you have. Oh, my God. I love it.
We're getting there little by little.
It's gorgeous.
You want something to eat?
I'm good, brother. I appreciate it. Yeah,
You
later
come
on.
up for my pizza one night.
Oh, I would love to.
I'm telling you, you got to come
Yeah?
up. Thursday, I cook Thursdays and
No,
Saturday
you
nights.
don't.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in, man. I'm not. We're actually at the farm in Moke Hill.
I'll give you my card.
So
Come
it's
up
only
anytime.
40 minutes.
Come up anytime.
Yeah, I love it. Sounds awesome.
So
Gotta
yeah.
have your pizza. I love it.
Now we make authentic Neapolitan pizza.
I figured you.
Well, I brought my cousin.
You weren't offering me anything but that.
No, it's I mean, like I had to bring my cousin from Italy. He does all the training of all the pizziolas in Naples, Italy. So he came out, trained all my
So I got a friend of mine doing. In fact, you got to definitely give me a card. They have an Italian magazine. So all enriching Italian. All those like that. It's a great story.
Yeah, like he came up. I built this for my daughter. Then he came up, trained all our chefs. So we, he trains everybody from all over the world. Like, to be a certified pizziola.
I know. Yeah, I know all about that. Oh my God.
I want you to come up before you got to taste it. Then tell me if you like it.
I'm gonna pull you in July.
All right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you would love. I'm telling
I'm
you.
dying.
I was making it last
I
night.
love Naples too, man. I've been. You've been. I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
The greatest.
If I have some dough, I might turn that on and make you some.
Oh my God! If you did that,
I'm gonna see if I have.
Dale. Yeah. How much time is there, Tom? Thank you. I got 2 minutes. I'll go next break. It's fine. It was probably just PA that Pat was hearing.
Coach, go.
So I flew down to Florida Monday afternoon. Was there all day yesterday. Flew back last night. My plane landed in Philly at 1:30 this morning.
I was wondering where you were. I was like, where the coach? Who's coach?
I went home for an hour and then went back to work. I was in work by 3 o'clock this morning. Couldn't sleep. I just went to work.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Like, you know what sucked was, so we were supposed to go to Ripken tournament this weekend. So Mossy is playing in this travel tour. It's like all kids from all over the region, like up and down the East Coast. They go to this Ripken in Maryland, and they have replica Citizens Bank Park, replica Fenway, Yankee Stadium, whole thing. And yeah, I can't go. He was in tears.
Yeah, it sucks.
What symptoms does he have?
Fever. You know.
Is he scared?
What's that?
Is he scared? No.
He's more upset that he's missing Ripken.
Yeah.
I mean, sick. Like, he don't know. He thinks he's got cold. You know, whatever. Like, just, But, like, we got him under a whole thing.
A bubble.
Boys got it now, too.
Put him in a bubble.
What's that?
Put him in a bubble. The bubble boy.
Yeah.
The Fanatic, Philadelphia. This is 97.5 The Fanatic, broadcasting live from the Brian Dawkins Driving
Thanks, Tom.
Celebrity Golf Tournament at Penn Golf Club and on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
All right, what a spot. Like, I can't get over how beautiful it is.
Yeah, it's gorgeous out.
I
And
mean,
this
my
place is
God.
gorgeous.
Yeah. I just met Stephen DeMarco, who's the managing director here at Penn Oaks. And Stephen does. How about this? This is great. We got to do this later. He's got Thursdays and Saturdays here. They do pizza.
Nice.
But not just pizza. He's got a cousin in Italy, in Naples, the birthplace of pizza. Right? And he brought his cousin over from the other side to create this pizza. Oh. I'm like, dude, you got to be kidding me.
He's talking
and
right to your heart.
And his cousin does the like there's in Italy you get certified. Like you're just nobody just
Right.
You got a label. Like if you got the label, that's like it. They protect it.
Yes.
Right? Like and you got to get certified pizza maker. Just can't be some schmo like me making a pie.
What do you have to go through? Do you do tests?
Yeah, I mean, you understand the consistency of the dough. I mean, you name it.
What temperature do you have to keep the dough overnight?
All that I don't know, dude. I mean, it's the
That's
whole
awesome.
thing, man. Just certified pizzaiola.
Sounds like you have a driver's license, but
Yeah,
it's a
dude.
pizza license.
Exactly,
That's great.
man. So that's where we are, Penn Oaks. What a spot. Tremendous spot.
Yeah, it's gorgeous here.
Tremendous.
Even just to drive up, you turn onto the, what is it, Penn Oaks Lane or whatever it was, and
it's gorgeous
man, it's
out here. I
fantastic.
love it. What a spot. Beautiful place, Penn Oaks. And the day matches, I think, the initiative.
yes,
When
definitely.
you think about what Brian Dawkins, what his mission is, and you look at God's gift of this day at this lovely place, I mean, it matches. It meshes nicely.
By the way, speaking of weather, did you see the temperatures this Saturday?
97 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like, out of
Dude,
nowhere.
this whole world is
Out of nowhere.
crazy.
And then it's dropping back down to the 70s next week.
Yeah, well, it's like 2 days. One day is like in the 80s, and the other day is going to be like almost 100.
96. Out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know how that happens.
20-degree increase.
Yeah.
That's normal.
And then it drops.
In May.
All right, in May. 97 in May, and it drops. And 2 weeks ago, it was 50.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then Memorial Day weekends will be crappy because every year it's crappy Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, somehow, you're going to have, like, this is the weekend, right? Like, if you got 97,
This
damn
is
sure.
what you would want. This weather is what you want.
And the beauty of the 97 one day, like, it's not going to kill you because it's not oppressive because it's like one day you go, wow, it's hot, but it feels good.
Yeah.
And if you're down the shore, you're in
beautiful.
You're living. All right, so we're talking about a lot because it's the 04, a lot of the 04 team, and during the whole run of the aughts, the whole crew is, all the guys are here playing for Big Doc. And I went through the list. We'll go through it again. And you really love these guys. And the beauty of the Eagles winning, what I said, is that now you could just focus on loving a player. There's another player currently. There's lots of players that right now that we love, and but I want to look to the Sixers for one moment because I'm afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, we played a cut from Windhorst. Now, Windhorst, who I do believe is plugged in. I believe he's plugged in, Windy. He's, no doubt clutch, the whole thing. That's part of the crew, man.
Yep.
He knows stuff. He had a report in which he said Daryl Morey is looking to make something big happen. And he said, he goes, they can't give many names, even though we know that Beal's already out there.
Right.
And that you're looking to make something big happen. And that's in the works, which I totally believe.
Mm-hmm.
But he mentioned the first name he mentioned was not Tobias. Tobias was the second name. The first name, Tyrese Maxey. And I'm going to tell you right now, I would love Beal and Harden and Joe. I mean, look, that's impressive. I don't want to trade Maxey. I think it's a mistake to trade Maxey. I think you kill any hope of your future. Now, my fear is that Daryl Morey, he wants to win, and he's going to go for try to win. It doesn't work out. Daryl Morey goes back to wherever he lives.
Yeah.
He's not going to be here.
Means nothing to him.
And he gave you a chance. Look, we got X, Y, and Z. Now, if he wins the title, we were all on Broad Street, and, we toast Maxey, and that's how it works. I understand it intellectually, but I also think he's factoring in something that I'm a little leery about, and that's banking on Harden. Think about this for a second. If you're Washington, you're not going to just take Tobias.
No.
That makes no sense. You already have Porzingis. You got Kuzma. You're not just taking Tobias. You want something of note.
Mm-hmm.
Maxey, a rising star in this league.
Yeah.
That's what gets Beal. And quite frankly, if you're Washington, it fits better for you.
Yeah.
And so you take Tobias and you go, all right, well, I'll give you Beal and Kuzma for Tobias and Maxey. And that's your trade. And I go, all right, well, that's formidable. Beal, Joe, Harden, Kuzma. And you try to get some, cheap veteran guys to try to ring chase.
Mm-hmm.
But, again, that you're
well, you're banking on it. You're gambling.
You have to win.
And if it doesn't hit,
it's a disaster.
Yeah.
Because I think Maxey's a star, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he was the leading scorer for the Sixers in the playoffs, which is incredible. I mean, this kid, you want to talk about how much he's grown in this league. It's only been 2 years. He went from shooting 31% to over 40% from three.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to be a three-point shooter. I thought he was going to be this quick, flashy scorer, but I didn't think he was going to be a three-point shooter. He is developing his game all around.
I know. This quickly.
Yeah.
Which scares me that he develops this quickly. He's this good.
He's 21.
Exactly. Like, giving up a Maxey.
Imagine having 10 years of this.
Dude, I think it's a mistake. I get, again, and I'm not saying it's irrational.
Embiid, you go, wow.
Yeah, it's a big three for the next 3 years.
That sounds awesome.
But again, I have to look at James Harden and go, I don't know what kind of trust I have in James Harden. Honestly. Like, I'm happy he's here. And I understand that Beal gives you something that Maxey is not going to give you because he's a prolific scorer in the league.
Mm-hmm.
But, geez, and by the way, you're not athletic at all.
No.
You just got rid of all your athleticism.
Yeah. No, it's terrifying. It's something that I feel like if the news comes down, like, I would be excited at first, but then I would question it a lot because I said it during the season that Tyrese Maxey's become untouchable. It was the Grizzlies game right before the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Where he drops close to 40. If not, he did drop 40. And that was for the first. I remember we did morning thoughts, and I remember saying to you, did he reach untouchable status last night?
Yeah.
And you and I were both like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's growing every single game. He's getting better every single game.
You're 21 years old, dude. Like, I understand if it's a year ago.
Yeah, I was all for it. The Houston trade.
Like, if it's a year ago and you go, all right, Beal, and the whole thing's the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
but
then
after seeing this year.
And then I'm cursing myself later, but
yeah.
After watching him grow and seeing what he can do, this is something, his speed, the fact that he became a shooter is unbelievable, right?
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fact
right.
that he shot the ball like that makes his
and
game.
now you have to respect it.
Makes his game. Yeah, and now you got to come up and play him.
And the second you come up,
and he
boom,
blows
he's right
by
past
you.
you. Yeah, exactly.
That's what's insane.
That's the beauty of this kid.
Are you kidding me?
Whereas James Harden, he has lost a step, right? So you're not going. You might have to respect him a little bit still because he can hit the step back three occasionally. But I mean, dude, it's tough to defend Maxey, man.
Listen, I respect Daryl Morey. I like Daryl Morey. I'm just hoping that he doesn't make this trade, and I fear that he is. And if you look at it and you read the tea leaves,
it makes sense.
This is the trade. There's no way you can get a third star
for just Tobias.
Ain't
or
happening.
Tobias and Thibault.
Nah, stop.
Yeah.
That's not happening. Not happening. All right, we're live. The Brian Dawkins incredible incredible driving impact celebrity golf tournament here at beautiful Penn Oaks Golf Club in Westchester. I promise we'll open up the phone lines in just a second. I see people on the line. We'll get to it, but it's time now for some morning thoughts. The great Rod Jaworski. Well, I woke up, I was thinking about the love thing, and as I watched Jaws walk by, you know.
You showed him a little love there just now.
Yeah, I listen. I mean, I love these. I make no bones about it. One of the things that I appreciate about, you know, sports, and we're such sports heads in this town, is, you know, I love our guys. I do. You know, I mean, I may criticize and this and that, but that doesn't mean I don't love the guys. And on a day like today where we celebrate our athletes, you know, you show respect and love. And that was part of the thing I woke up thinking about, you know, that. And, by the way, a little addendum to the story. So the manager at Petsmart called Tam yesterday.
No.
Yeah, after the Goots got butchered, right? And my Goots, the nick on the Johnson.
Yeah, come on, man.
For the dog, for my my best buddy, the Goots.
Yes.
My sheepadoodle. He got he went to the groomer, and they nicked the Johnson, and then they made him out to be Capone. And they put his picture on the wall.
As far as they didn't put a muzzle on the dog.
And said he's not welcome here anymore.
No,
I don't.
You know, apology would be nice.
You know, the slander of the Goots is what I didn't appreciate.
Yeah, that ain't right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, here, look at this. You really never got a chance to see. Look at this picture. Look at that.
Dude, that's worse than. Oh my God!
Look what they did to my. Look what they did to my boy.
That's worse than what I
look
saw
what they
on
did to
YouTube
my boy.
Yesterday. Oh my God!
My Goots. Look what they. Bob Cooney. Look what they did to my poor dog.
Poor dog.
Look what they did to him.
Oh my God!
Yes.
Horrible.
Right.
What the hell?
Right. Look what they did to my Goots.
Is that the one that got nicked?
That's my Goot. But they nicked. Right. They nicked the Johnson.
They nicked his Johnson.
And then because he freaked out, they put his. They said he's not welcome anymore.
You can't nick the Johnson.
You can't nick the Johnson or the Goots. And then they made him out to be Capone, Bob. They said he was like Capone and Dillinger. And they put his.
What, you nick my Johnson, I'm Capone too.
Exactly, Bob. Right? Connor, no good, dude.
No good.
Anyway.
Poor dog.
Yeah.
My morning.
Gooch. Bradberry.
Yeah, awesome.
Huge, dude. The Bro comes over with some Bradberry. Division. Bleep the Cowboy. Howie rules.
Stepping up to the tee box.
Oh, sorry.
Not yet.
I
I
think
we got a little bit.
It's always a bad idea to have me at a golf tournament.
I'm pretty sure hole one, the first tee box is right behind you, so that's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to that. Hello, friends.
I better shut up.
At least this isn't after Sixers games 3 and 4.
I do like Nance.
Yeah,
I should try to imitate.
So my morning thought was about the game of golf, and you know, I'll be honest with the audience. You and I actually kind of talked about this before the show. How do you become good at golf, and not, you know, you woke up, you know, in life, and you're rich and you're golfing when you're like 2, or you're picking up clubs when you're 3. I mean, like me, the regular Joe. How do you become
the regular Tunis?
How do you become good at golf when you don't really have time?
I know.
Because I was thinking about it, like, this is an incredible day, right? This is but if you're coming out to golf, it's not just because you're a major Eagles fan or you want to do good for, you know, for charity and donate money to the cause. You're probably coming out here to play because you're good.
Right.
Now, all the golfers here are not professionals, right? They're not playing any amateur tournaments or anything like that. But they're probably shooting around par.
Yes.
How do you become good at golf? I play
I think
10 times a year, and I'm the same golfer every time.
Right.
And my dad always goes, oh, just to take some lessons. It's one lesson?
No, but you got to devote. You got to play.
Yeah, who's got time to do that?
Right. I mean, you know what is funny? I was talking about my buddy Vinny.
Yeah.
Right. So Vinny ran an airline, right? And so Vinny, a lot of his business, like, was golf. Right? Like you got clients and you're playing golf, you're doing it. And because it was an airline, he would be flying all over the country playing at these exclusive courses.
That's awesome.
Right? So Vinny's flying all over, and, his boss loved it. And so the owners of the airline, they were golfers. So a lot of that stuff, managers meet, like they were like the big kind. They put their own golf tournament. When you're like that,
then you play a lot,
and he's
better.
a lefty, and he can crack the ball.
Yeah.
So like he got good, like he's good.
Like
I don't want to go out with you. I mean, I
Right.
stink.
Right.
I don't want to do anything I'm not good at.
Right. And we always talk about sports, just God-given talent.
Right.
Is golf God-given?
No, you still have to play.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
think-
Like Tiger started playing when he was like 3.
Like, here's the thing. I think stuff like hitting the ball mile, like the physical piece of it, or maybe you have an eye, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's God-given. Like, if you can if you got great torque.
Drill a 30-foot putt. Is that time? Because I'm like, this isn't fun until you hit the good shot.
Right. Well, that's the drug that keeps you coming back.
I don't understand how people
The
get good at
shot.
it. My buddy, he started golfing 2 years ago. Like, legitimately golfing.
Well, if you get the bug, if you play, did he get good?
Yeah. And I was like, I went out with him. I was like, are you serious? Like, I've been playing since I was at least like.
Yeah, but again,
10.
you can't play 10 times a year.
Right.
You got to play, a lot.
Yeah.
Regularly.
But who's got time?
Well, I mean, if you got kids.
Unless you're like a businessman.
Right.
That's part of the
That's
meeting.
your day,
Hey,
right.
let's go.
Well,
let's go have a meeting.
That's the Vinny situation.
Yeah.
If you're in that spot,
That's just what I was thinking about this
but
morning.
it's hard. It's hard. Like, unless you grew up with it too. Like, that's another thing. Maybe you grew up and you're around it. Like, that's another part.
Yeah.
If I were to take Moss, because Moss would be better, I think, than Anthony.
Okay.
Anthony can hit. Anthony's big. But if I were to take them, then maybe, they grow up, they grow into it.
Yeah.
But again, who's got time? Like, again, he's playing baseball. He's playing football. Camp's going to start soon.
Yeah, exactly.
There's lessons, and, I mean, there's workouts they have to do. Moss plays 2 baseball teams. There's no time for that.
No,
And I'm
absolutely
with
not.
them all the time,
Yeah.
so there's no.
So when are you going out?
I'm not
Exactly.
Right. That's my hobby. My hobby's them.
Right.
And that'll be you with Coop
Yeah.
and the rest of the Coop.
I got the text during the early parts of the show that he may have had his first smile.
Oh, that's good. Wait till he looks at you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's been a couple days ago. I started noticing this. He's now drinking the bottle and staring at me.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, dude, I love you,
He's
man.
the greatest. Dude, wait till he.
And that just started this week, right? So like, it's been a cool week. Like I'm feeling. It's last night. Christy and I get in an argument because it's 3 a.m. He's crying. It's usually her turn to do the 3 a.m. and she's tired. I'm like, come on, I'm tired. So fine, I'll go do it. And I bring him downstairs. I'm all annoyed, and then he's looking at me as he's eating, and I'm like, oh man, this is great.
It's the best.
This is like I'm all better now.
It's the best.
Just him looking at me in the eyes. I'm all better now.
Dude, wait till the greatest gift that you're going to get is when you come home from work and he greets you.
Oh yeah,
Daddy, 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 daddy.
that's
That
gonna be so cool.
That's the great. Like, I think back to that, I could cry. When Anthony, because I would call him my little boy, I was my little boy.
Yeah.
And back then, he would have trouble saying the L's, right? And he
Okay.
would say yiddle.
Oh,
And he's like,
that's adorable.
it's your yiddle boy. Like, he thought his name was little boy.
Yeah.
Like, my little boy. It's your little boy. Daddy's little boy.
Oh, that's adorable.
Dude, I would just be in melt.
Yeah, of course.
I'd melt.
Yeah, like you could do no wrong.
And then last
kid.
night, I'm sitting with him, and he eats a whole pizza. The whole pizza by him. Now he's a monster. He'll be bigger than me in a year.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. All right.
Not for your bank account, but
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. They think they eat me at a locust cuz. All right. I just saw the great Seth Jordan.
Evil Seth.
Charlie used to run from Seth.
Yes.
Oh no, Seth, no, leave me alone, Charlie.
Seth ended up winning though. He started running the ball.
Yes.
Charlton.
Oh, Seth, no! Golf Club in Westchester, presented by the McDade team at Cross Country Mortgage. All proceeds benefit the Brian Dawkins Impact Foundation. dedicated to bringing transformational moments to young people in underserved communities. To donate, go to BrianDawkins.com/Impact Foundation. We'll come back just a moment, and I promise, phone calls hanging out right here. Cuz Radio with the Tunis, 97.5 The Fanatic.
And this is Andrew Salchunas. If you need a new roof, you got to call one place. My friends at New Look Home Design. They have a team of people who will help you through the process and make shopping for a new roof easy. And trust me, I know. I actually met with the owner, Patrick Fingles, a couple of weeks ago, and he told me all about it. Their team, it's 100% professional. They offer everything to give you peace of mind, totally opposite of what you might expect from smaller contractors. Here's what New Look offers you on the same day, okay? Same day virtual and in-person estimates, whatever's easiest for you, and there's no obligation to buy, so they're not going to be pestering you to make a sale. They will give you line-by-line pricing that day, so there are no hidden fees, and they'll also give you a 3D rendering of what your new roof would look like, so there's no surprises, and in my opinion, best of all, they offer you a solid warranty. So all in one day, you can find out what roof, what the size, how much it is, all in one day, and then before you know it, it's above your house. So if you need a new roof, call New Look Home Design. Now through May 31st, when you buy a new roof, you pay half later and the other half never. Save 50% on roofing materials and qualify for interest-free financing. So call them today, 800-279-5300. That's 800-279-5300, or you can visit them online at newlookhomedesign.com. That's nulookhomdesign.com, and tell them Andrew sent you. A new Eagle. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by the Jamaica Tourist Board. The weather right now in Jamaica is warm and sunny. Call your travel agent or go to visitjamaica.com and learn more. Let's go. The Eagles were still looking for their number 2 cornerback. Well, that is over as they made a move this morning, signing James Bradberry, a former Pro Bowl corner, to a 1-year deal worth $10 million. It is $7.25 million guaranteed. The other $2.5 million is in upside, so it could get to $10 million. So now you have another corner outside Darius Slay. So good news for the Eagles. Phillies got blanked by the Padres yesterday, 3-0. Game 2 of their series is tonight. Zach Wheeler will get the start. Keep it locked here in The Fanatic for all the latest news and information. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic. Thank you. All right. I'm going to go get some bacon.
From the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament at Penn Oaks Golf Club on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Want to say a quick hello?
What is it,
How you doing, man? Good to see you. Everything good?
What are you doing, brother?
You know me.
I love it.
I always represent it. Yeah. Things good by you?
Yeah. We're going to bring Coach by one day.
Absolutely. You let me know when it works.
I'm not to see him and give him
Okay.
a hug.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. He's been great. Like we were in D.C.
Got a great
last night.
personality.
We're going to be in New York City tomorrow. We're just, hitting everywhere where we have some alums. So he's connecting.
How about you do it, next month? Like right after Memorial Day.
Yeah. You reach out to me. You tell me when you want it to work, and we'll make it work.
I'll make sure this works out.
Okay.
Because I tell him I plan everything out. Tell him we're all
Okay.
But I would love that. This way we get a good little thing, and then we can, I think there could be something there, and then we could call up once a week.
That'd be great. That would be.
Cool.
Be ready.
I'm ready.
The mask isn't on or off.
and the fear
It's a big
of
fear.
losing a loved one
It's a big fear.
in Tyrese Maxey.
And when I played that for you yesterday, like I saw your face, man. You were like, that means he's gone.
Yeah. He's gone. I believe.
You came
I
to that
believe.
determination immediately.
Well, let's play it for everybody. And already the deal zone, the conference finals started last night. Jimmy was just tremendous.
41,
by the way.
man. Ridiculous.
Just tremendous, Jimmy. Wow. All right, take a listen to Windhorst.
What are the names that we're going to be talking heavily about when we get to that time? So you're doing a very good job of asking your question to the potential creative move. If I give you an honest answer, so I'm going to stop just short of that. Philly has dreamed and planned, as Daryl Morey does. And, key factor here is that they have Tobias Harris, who would have value in a possible trade, and they have Tyrese Maxey, who would have value in a possible trade. And you would need a player, potentially near the end of his contract, to come and say, I would like to go play in Philadelphia. Is that something that could happen? Maybe. We'll see. I know that Philly and Daryl are going to try to make it happen.
So, my apologies. I had Maxey's the first name. Maxey was the second name, but he said Tyrese Maxey. I think in another cutter he mentioned it, whatever. It sounded different to me.
There's your deal zone music.
Yeah, I hear it. Tyrese Maxey, they have to. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why would you move Maxey, but he's your only recourse to get another name? And it really worries me because, truthfully, I like Beal. I'd rather have Beal. I'd rather have Beal than Harden.
Yes. At this point, from what we know, yeah, of course. But they're not going to take Harden.
Well, of course not. But when he says, well, Tobias Harris has value, Tobias has some value. He's not a waste. He's a good ball player who's got a big contract, and that contract can be used as a max slot, right?
Yeah.
That's it. That's where the value goes. To give up a big-time player, you're going to have to give up something more and something valuable. And that something valuable is Maxey.
And he's not.
And I don't want to
trade him. A lot of money either.
I don't want to trade him, dude. I don't want to trade him. And I think he's going to. Thank you, brother. And I think Morey's going to trade him.
And he just said his name, too, Windhorst, right? It was just like, oh, and they have Tyrese Maxey. Like, he, threw it in there as if Maxey's a throw-in. And I'm like, oh, God.
Well, the throw-in to make it happen.
Right.
Oh. And it was funny. I heard Mike yesterday, and I was surprised he didn't go right to – like, that to me is the story of the offseason.
Yeah.
Like, I want to protect Maxey. I want to protect him from Morey. Daryl, you can't have him. Let's go to Danny. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Dan.
Yo, what's up? Yeah, buddy, listen, I share the same fear that you have. Regardless of whether Maxey's mentioned first or second, the fact that he's mentioned at all is clear that he's going to be part of the deal. Now, if I'm down here, you're going to have to go back to what you were saying earlier about Morey. Daryl Morey is looking out for Daryl Morey, not looking out for the well-being of the Sixers long term. So if I'm Daryl Morey, yeah, I make the trade because I have a finite period of time here.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Now, we look at the track record of this owner. He got flipped around by the league and forced bench playing club. He gave personnel power to Brett Brown. And we know what Brett
Well, but here's the thing, though. Before you say, see, I can't blame Josh Harris. I disagree a little bit there, brother. Only because he's paying Daryl Morey $10 million a year. And you know how we always say, well, let the basketball people make the decisions, right? Like we always talk about owners not being meddlesome, right? I agree. I agree with you. I don't want to trade. I love the kid. I got to run, baby. Thank you, Danny. Appreciate it. Joining us now, goes in the time machine, just comes out younger.
Come on, cuz.
What is it? The great Seth Joyner. What's up, baby?
What's up, boss?
My man. Wait, so you don't even know this. So you were a part last year. I got to tell you a story. So last you remember, we were talking about running the ball, right? And you went nuts, right? About running the ball. It was awesome. Like, there's nothing better. I love post-game because I just want to see you. Like, I love you. All you guys do such a great job, and I love it. But I love you, right? And I love because you're honest and real and passionate, and you live it, man. You live it. Like Sosa said to Tony Montana, there's no lying in you, Seth Joyner. There's no lie. So anyway.
I'm incapable.
No. So, and then we were starting to go,
You know what? It worked out.
You got a hold of a bad bat. Somebody asked for. I guess they're much, much better about defensively where we're going. Listen, it's time to put up a shut up.
Yeah.
I need to see some creativity. I need to see some blitzes. I need each and every game, and I'm not talking about being competitive 9 games of the season.
Yep.
You go back the first 7 games of the season, they construct this defense, turn it loose, let guys go, be a little more aggressive, and make something happen.
Judas, what did I say? There was 2 guys to me that this year there's a lot of onus on.
Well, Gannon, as you just mentioned, and
Jalen
Hurts.
And Gannon and Jalen, because now, like you said, you got Hassan Reddick, man. You got some pieces now to work with. There's no excuse for Jonathan Gannon to get gashed the way they got gashed.
Well, they can get extremely creative. I think what Hassan Reddick brings is, and I'm curious to see. Like last year, it was his first year. I wanted to see, okay, what are you bringing to the table? What is this defense going to look like? There was some conversation that. He didn't have the type of talent that he needed to be as effective as a coordinator as he needed to be. Well, that's certainly not the case now. I'm really interested to see how they're going to deploy Hassan Reddick, because listen, you can't line him up at rush in, at 6'1", 235 pounds or 250 pounds if he's up to that amount, for 50, 60 plays a game. That's just not going to work. But what it does, it gives him a lot of flexibility, because now he'll be able to play that outside backer in the 5-man front that Jannard Avery played, but he's a much better, he's much better at dropping into the flat and relating, to receivers, and you can play him off the ball. You can slide him over and play him off the ball in a 4-3 stack look and bring him. There's a lot that you can do with him. When you look at all the pieces that they have, you got a general. In the Kobe Dean now. You're going to have tremendous competition at the linebacking position because of, the draft picks, the signing, Kazir White.
I like him, by the way.
Hey, listen, I still think, we're sleeping on Davion Taylor. If the kid can figure out a way to stay healthy, I think that, he's going to be, a big part of, what we see this year. But listen, he's got all the pieces. He's got everything that he needs right now. Now it's just a matter of him expanding his playbook, expanding his play calling, and using all the tools that he has at his disposal. And lastly, everybody, and I was excited about being able to draft Jordan Davis. But this is just my opinion, my biggest concern is, him being able to maintain a playable weight. I think he played at 350 to 355 last year. He went to the combine, slimmed down. You got to keep him away from Pats and Genos. For one, and I'd love to see him down in the 315 to 320 range. Where he can be an impact player as far as rushing the passer. Otherwise, if he plays up in the 350 range, you just drafted a run stopper at 13 and given up a 4 and 2.5 to move
in
up
a passing lead.
In a passing lead.
No, I'm with you. I think for sure, and he's got the quickness. Like you're dead right about that, because he excites me. The kid's could be explosive. Like if you get him where you want him,
Hey, listen,
he's a racquetball.
You're really just scratching the surface with him because when you look at him, he's like a big baby, man.
Yeah.
He's like a big baby that likes to eat and just jovial.
Yeah, happy.
But if you can slide a little bit of gunpowder in his food each day, make him a little meaner and
a little more Seth-like
and get him down. I think he has the opportunity to be the type of defensive tackle that I've only seen 3 times in my entire career. Okay, Jerome Brown, John Randall, and Aaron Donald. They're complete defensive tackles. They play the run, they play the pass. They're complete. He has the ability to do that. With his size, you have to double him in run situations or he's going to kill you. If he can learn how to pass rush, because they're going to slide away from him when he's in passing situations, he's going to get one-on-one. If he can keep his weight down and he can learn how to be a consistent pass rusher, he only had 7 sacks in his entire Georgia career. But if he can become a 10-sack guy, listen, man, they got something hellacious and special on their hands.
Was John Randall real? Was he insane?
He was cuckoo, man. He's still cuckoo.
Shoot, there's probably like 2 people I run away from.
Yeah.
Seth and John Randall.
Hey, you ain't got to run away from me. I ain't going to do nothing to you.
But there's no, we talking about mean, man. That's football, baby. All right, offensively, let's talk about Jalen for a second. So I had a guy who I trust, who's out in L.A., who saw him working out with House. And I just got a text unsolicited and said, yo, I saw your boy look good.
Mm-hmm.
Boy look good. And then that got me hopeful. What do you think about, how do you kind of look at Jalen, mechanics, the whole thing about taking the reins? Because he's got, he's got all the weapons. Just like Gannon, now he's got everything in his including good offensive line.
So let me ask. I always pose this question because it's important and it's worth posing. That's what we're watching in this kid, and we just got to learn how to be patient. Listen, he wants to be good, he wants to be great coordinator, and that's enough. No, it's not enough. Sometimes you got to step outside of the box to go and get people to give you every place. He understands timing. NFL is the big difference maker. The ball has to be out of your hands on time. It affects your accuracy. It affects everything. It's not like in college where you can wait for a guy to they're probably going to win 10, 11 games.
Yeah.
My biggest concern is this strength of schedule is so weak. By the time you get into the playoffs, now you're playing upper echelon teams. Do you get there and you're one and done because you haven't played that level of competition yet? That's my greatest concern when I look at the schedule. But when you look at the way it's all played out, I mean, they got one of the easiest schedules in the league. And they should dominate it. If they can split with the Cowboys, they're going to beat the Commanders, and they're going to beat the Giants twice. So you got 7 wins right there, with 6 wins, 5 wins. My math is all off today. You got 5 wins right there, and then when you look at, the divisions that they have to play, some of the teams that they have going to be easy games.
Yeah.
I mean, you got
Lions. I mean, you got you stay out of dubs.
Yeah, there's a lot there. Are they going to be playoff ready when it comes time? That's my biggest question.
I like it. Seth, we love you. You're the main. But you ever see the show the Lakers? It's behind the scenes. It's on HBO. Yeah. I got. I'm going to write. You ready? It's 1980. It's the Eagles. Right? Whole thing.
I can't divulge that information.
You're the man. The great Seth Turner. Oh, I love you, Seth. Charlie loves him too. How about it?
Thanks for a lot of content this year.
The greatest day. Oh my God, I love him. All right, we are live. What a great day. An incredible day here at the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament. Incredible, man. It's incredible. Live at the Scott. It's all being presented. All proceeds benefit the Brian Dawkins Impact moments to young people to donate Dash Foundation. All right, lots to do. Cuz ready with the Tunis 97.5 The Fanatic. Listen, tried usual weight loss gimmicks, right? Shakes, shake, your car, the whole thing, and struggle, man. Yourself a favor and make it 855 NJ. All right, change all. With NJ Diet, you can use it contractually guaranteed. Their program is bioenergetic, like supplements based on hair, saliva, and blood work. NJ Diet uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet and workout regimen up to keep the weight off. Not it's with you every step of the way. You're fully monitored by the certified staff to make sure you're burning fat, not just losing water. You'll get the doctor's personal email, phone number, the whole thing. And the beauty is NJ Diet's all natural. No shots, no hormones, no surgery, no prepackaged foods. Ew. Locations close by. Newark, Delaware, Cherry Hill, King of Prussia, from home with live online video consultations. Call them 855-5NJ-DIET or log on to njdiet.com. Go to njdiet.com. Lose the weight for good. doing, cuz? Dude, unbelievable, man. I can't believe it. Javon Curse, all these years later, give him, hold on. Yo, freak.
What up?
Hey, look at him. He still got the guns. He's still a freak.
Once a freak, always a freak.
Oh, once a freak, always a freak is right. Dude, oh my God. It's so good to see you, man.
Always good to be back here with my fellow Eagles, man.
Oh, man, freak.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh, my God. I think back to those days, man, when that was the greatest offseason ever. You and T.O.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me, freak?
That was the one. That was the one right there. And then I was so glad that they got T.O. before me because I was kind of able to sneak in.
Nah, we love defense.
I know, right?
You know we
I
love
know,
defense.
right?
You ain't sneaking nowhere. First of all,
I almost
you're
did.
Adonis.
Right.
All right?
Right. I got T.O. that same offseason or whatever because all the stuff that was going on with Baltimore and everything.
Yes.
That was like more of a story than just, getting a freak over here.
Ah! Hot in the house. Look at this D-line I got in front of me. Are you kidding me? I got Hollis.
When I first started.
Yes.
A long time ago, even when I was playing.
Yeah.
Me and House always.
What's the name of that restaurant? Copa's.
Yes! Look at this crew, man.
The family.
This is awesome.
The
Are you
Eagles.
kidding
Good, baby. How you been?
You look great, man. How's everybody? How's mom?
She's doing good.
Good.
Everybody's doing pretty good. Handling business and whatnot.
Ah, look at the man. Look at Big Q. Oh, my God. Darwin. What is it, brother? Look at Big Q. I love that beer, man.
Welcome.
He looks so good. Oh, freaking last night, was it amazing seeing everybody?
It was awesome.
Reunion, yeah.
It was
He don't have it. Forget about it.
it was great seeing everybody, especially then you come today, you get a couple of more people that showed up because their flight got in late. Who's playing with you?
Darwin,
yeah.
D-Walt.
Brother D-Walt.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It's so great seeing everybody. Coffee. Look at all the. What's up, big boy? Well, my man. This is such a. It's something about. See, this is the family.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
It truly is.
Yeah.
Like, we see everybody, and it's like, oh, my God, man. It's so good to see everybody.
I'm just glad someone finally did something to get us all back together because last night you can tell that we were just like little kids. Like, it was such a nostalgic moment. Everyone was hugging each other, like kept trying to do catching up. To one point, one of I think one of the people who there to play with us, a fan or whatever, he was like, "Dude, so you mean to tell me this is y'all reunion and we're just like little people, like little whores who waiting on you guys when y'all have time for us?" I'm sorry, man, but we haven't seen we have a brotherhood and we haven't seen each other in a minute, so we got to catch up now.
Well, you know, I was talking about it earlier about
It was.
Like, when you came over here from Tennessee, right, and you got this crowd, right, and you walk in, Hoti, a Hugh, a Trot, and everybody,
Simon,
Corey,
yeah.
like, what were you, like, you must have been, because right away you were at home. Like, when you got hurt, I cried, too.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, man, freak, I love the freak. What was it?
You
what
cried?
was it like for you?
Cried?
Well,
Okay.
I
you know,
did.
Did you cry when I got hurt?
Yes.
Or were you just happy because I was working with you?
Well, I did like that.
Okay.
You know, I love hanging out with you. I mean, you know, we had fun, man.
I'm on the golf course somewhere. I'm not playing golf. I'm just performing. So I'm a busy guy, but it's great seeing you. I'll be
House,
back.
I love you,
how
man.
How long y'all gonna be here?
We're great guys. Yeah, how about him? What a
That
great
was
dude.
that was one like the first people that kind of looked out for me when I first got here. He was a fellow D lineman as well, so
Like, that was a big deal, man.
it
Like,
was.
You know, and
Because all the teams want. I'm like, I wouldn't mind going to the highest bidder, but I also want a chance to win a championship. Bro, come on, that's easy. Most of the time, those situations just take like one or two players, and then one or two players that turn that corner. And I felt like, along with T.O. and myself, we came in here, and on top of that, like, I didn't have a lot of stress on me playing on this defense because we have playmakers on every level of this defense.
Yeah.
We had Dog, Shepard, Sheldon Brown, Mike Williams, Trotter, DeHoney Jones, all the D linemen. Like, it was a loaded team.
It was like an all-star team. It really was.
It pretty much was, man. It was a loaded team, and then going against the offensive linemen that we had, going against big old John Running and Trey T. That was,
my God! And think about the coaches. Like, can you imagine? Like, first of all, Jim Johnson. I know you loved him right away.
Yeah.
He was so excited. I'm so proud.
No, I still talk to Big Red and his wife. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Dude, I'm down in South Florida, man. I'm down in South Florida still. I still train 4 days a week. I train a few other kids.
Do you?
Yeah, I train a few kids down there, and then every off season, a few agents reach out to me about training some of their outside linebackers / DNs, like going into the draft. So I've been working with my cousin. Now we're gonna like do our own thing and like have a facility set up to where they bring the kids to us down in Florida. So.
Oh, that's. What, there was no one more explosive. Like, you would watch him all. Oh, you're a quarterback. You're running. You're like, oh, what the bleep? I can't believe I got this dude chasing me down, and he was fast.
It was just the part of the game to where like mentally you got to tell yourself like, I'm sorry, big guy, but you running backwards, me running forward.
Yeah, you're a cheat code, Madden. I'll be honest.
Listen, to go.
Oh. Freak, listen.
I'll be back.
Throw your card down or something, whatever. We got to get in touch. All right? Write it down. I can't believe it. Javon, I got you. I'll send you a text. All right. The great Javon Curse. Oh, my God. I love it, baby. Great to see you again, man. It's been too long. How about this? Oh, my
Dude,
God.
That last 10 minutes.
Hollis,
last 10
Big
minutes.
Q with the beard, looking great. Oh, my God. That's a tremendous.
Yeah,
Great to
dude,
see
I'll be
everybody.
honest with you. I was always the Titans in the early
Oh, were
Madden
you really?
days. Yeah, man, because you had McNair.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then,
Steve was
You
amazing.
had McNair as the quarterback, and then all
Right.
you did was you played as Javon Curse coming off the edge.
I mean, nothing, man.
There you go. And then McNair's not throwing the ball well. Let me just hand it off to Eddie George.
Dude, I was so broke. We got the it's like the ride, like everybody's going, right? Look at, my man, Hugh, man. I'm like, it's so good to see him, man.
Yes.
Javon,
Yeah, all these, and they're
Darwin's one of the Darwin Walker, one of the great people you ever want to, these dudes.
Half them look like they can still play.
They look great, don't they? Yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool. They're a great bunch of guys too. Like they were so good. It's funny.
Yeah, it's funny. He runs through those names on defense, and it it, right? Like if you were to think about that team and you start thinking of the names, you know how good they are. But then even like he mentions like Donnie Jones, and you're like, whoa, like what?
There's Hugh. There's Big Hugh. Do it for the big girls, Hugh. Do it for the big girls. I walk in, seriously. It's day of the Tampa game, all right? It's the vet.
Yeah.
Last game of the vet.
Last game at the vet, man.
I walk into the locker room early. Now, again, I had special access. Andy allowed me special access. I went up to him and said, I want to write a book, all right? And he says, no problem. He goes, I got one thing you can't do. He said, you can't quote me cursing if he ever slips.
Yeah, I got you.
I was like, Coach, please,
Thanks for this access.
respect, dignity, the whole thing. You know what I mean? So I walk in. So anyway, I would have access, and I would hang out with Butchie. And he was our man. He was a security guy. Yeah. So I walk in. It's got to be the game. I forget what time it was. It was just busting through. Like he comes, imagine the door. Busting through the locker room. Right? It's Big Hugh. There's John! There you go. That's fantastic. He comes busting through let's do it for the big girls. Let's do it for the big girls. Oh, it was
That's
he had
fantastic.
everybody just,
A little bit.
Oh my God. It's funny. Just it's so cool seeing everybody. What's up, brother? It's so cool seeing everybody. Like just they're looking great.
And it's awesome. Like you and I have two totally different perspectives because you knew them on a personal level.
Right.
These are my heroes.
So be
you know what
Mitch.
I mean? Like these guys, I'm like, oh my God.
What's up, man? My man. BG rules, baby. BG. Thank you, 97.5.
That's awesome. Oh, man.
BG, I love you, man. You're the best, brother. Oh, my
that's
God.
great.
You got to be kidding me.
BG says the drop.
How about he says it? Is that classic? So, B. Mitch used to run a party. You better come back, man. You got to come back, Oh, my God. We used to go, who's that? Come on, baby.
Yeah.
He used to
You're like watching a parade right
I
now.
know, you're all the guys, man. It is the greatest, man. Are you kidding? It is a big parade of all the guys. It was so funny, dude. So B. Mitch used to run this party Sunday nights. There was a place on Front and Chestnut, Spazzo's. I think it was Spazzo's. So on Sunday nights or Monday nights, whatever, he would run a. And it was great moments. Like that's when Old City was popping.
Yeah.
And everybody would be hanging out.
Pat the bat.
Yeah, he'd be roaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great, man. Fantastic. Anyway, well, that was like that last 20 minutes, seeing all the guys, tremendous.
That wasn't even 20 minutes. That was 16.
Oh my God! Thank you, Chuck. That was fantastic.
That takes you back, man.
Oh, dude, these guys were. I mean, they were like an all-star team.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Hollis. Like these guys were great players. They were an all-star team too. Like that's the one thing about. And I'm so glad that Andy won.
Yes.
Because he put together an amazing team.
Yeah.
Like he knew
You
and
don't
he
get to
knew
3
defense.
straight NFC championship games.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
And trust me, like when they get Curse corners.
Right.
Because he believed in and how you build the team is the shell. He goes, listen, in this day and age, and he was ahead of his time because he talked about like it being such a passing league. And he's like, you got to get 2 tackles. And you got to have 2 ends, and you got to have 2 corners, and it was like the shell, right? Because of the way the game was changing. Mm-hmm. And he's like, listen, you still win in the trenches. I get it up front and all, but like you got to spend your money, wisely. It's why like people just go, why no linebackers. Although he loved Trot, man. Because Trot had that bigger-than-life personality.
Yes.
And he would play almost like a tackle. It was such a valuable thing in that defense because he would plow the A-gap, and that would free up. Because then Jim used to love to blitz his defensive backs.
Yeah. I mean, Doc's on the line.
Well,
coming off the,
Right, and he would do a lot of corner blitzes off the edge. So if you noticed, he blitzed Troy a lot. He would blitz his D-backs off the edge. That's what he loved to do. So you had Trot crashing up the middle, and then you could blitz your corners or your defensive backs. So Dawkins, I never forget, Jim would be on the sidelines. Jim wasn't up in the booth. Mm-hmm. That Jim was on the sidelines, and Dawk would be cozying up to him. Who's pushing the inside because when you force that A gap and that inside pressure, when you get that bend, that helps off the edge. That's why Big Hugh on one side and Freak on the other. What? Yeah. That's why you got a lot of all those turnovers.
Yeah. Hey, defense.
I'm sorry, I'm going off on a tangent.
No, that's okay.
But I love that defense.
But here's the thing. So we had Seth on earlier, and Seth started talking about this defense that the Eagles have now. Are they at that level? No. But you look at the defense the Eagles have this year. I'm excited about this defense for the first time in how long? Like the Super Bowl, they had an incredible season.
Right, they had a front.
But like Ronald Darby,
they had
you know what I mean?
But they had a front.
Yeah, Chris Long as a rotational
How about BG
guy.
doing it? Thank you, 97.5.
Yeah, that was awesome.
What?
You're legitimately excited about the talent on the defense this year for the first time in a long time.
Dude, you got Reddick?
Yeah.
Yo, you forget about Sam Reddick.
I wanted him. Obviously, went early. What? He went before Derek Barnett, but I wanted him in that draft when he was in Philly.
Yeah. And then N'Kobe Dean.
Yeah, dude.
N'Kobe Dean. We got a George.
We forget about that because he got drafted in the 3rd round.
I know.
Of maybe a phantom injury. Like we don't, he's still shocked by it.
Yeah.
Every interview he has done, he's like, yeah, I have no idea what happened.
I mean, N'Kobe Dean, a real linebacker. I'm gonna go tackle Mike. Come to get you, man.
Run, Chevy.
I'm getting Chevy, man. I love Chevy. Today, Bradberry.
That's huge, man.
That's a monster. Like, we talked about having to shore up that corner spot, And now you get Bradberry?
And you got him on a 1-year deal.
Yes.
Right? He was a Pro Bowler 2 years ago. He had a little bit of a down year last year.
Yes.
If he struggles, all right, 1-year deal.
Yes.
He bounces back.
Yes.
You got talent on the defensive side of things this year.
Yes.
Legit talent. Except for the safety position. That's where he.
Yeah, all right. But and again, that's again, this whole thing. I have to say this. I think they're ahead of where I thought they would be.
Oh my God, 100%.
Right?
100%. I thought right around 500 again. They should be like just looking at it. They should be above 500 now.
Yeah. Well, the schedule also. I mean,
it works out
said
for
it
him.
too,
Yeah,
right? But I'm saying, I think from a roster construction standpoint, they are way ahead of where
guys
I
are
thought.
locked in. A lot of the key guys, Jordan Mailata's locked in, and Dallas Goedert's locked in. You drafted the potential replacement for Jason Kelsey. If he's done after this season, he might want to stay another year.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I could totally see that. He says we're a good team, man.
I just can't believe that segment just happened.
No,
that was awesome.
No, but I haven't seen it dudes. I've seen Javon Curse forever.
Right.
Hollis and I, we did a show together. We used to work out together. I mean, Ike. Seriously, that's awesome. All right, we got lots to get to. What a fun day. We're live, and this is a beautiful moment, man, here at the Brian Dawkins Golf Tournament. It's tremendous. The Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament. And again, we're live at Penn Oaks Golf Club, Westchester. It's all being presented by the McDade team at Cross Country Mortgage. All proceed benefits to Brian Dawkins Impact Foundation, dedicated to bringing transformational moments to young people in underserved communities. To donate, go to briandawkins.com/impact-foundation. More ahead. We'll open up the phone lines again. We're live right here. 97.5 The Fanatic.
Meineke.
All right, let's talk Meineke, shall we? Yes,
Yeah.
Meineke.
Am I losing you?
Well, no. My charts are all because I was doing charty.
Doing charty?
So I was crunching up all of it. Sorry, Rod, my man Rodney. So listen, let's talk Meineke for a second because we need to make sure that our vehicles are in good working order. So now's the perfect time to get to know an old friend again, and that's Meineke. Meineke celebrates 50 years of service and trust, and head to Meineke for 50% off brake pads and shoes right now. That's right. Receive $10 off any full synthetic oil change. That comes with a free tire rotation. Check engine light on. Head to Meineke for a free check engine scan. Meineke does it all. Exhaust systems, steering and suspension, oil changes, tires and wheels. Family vacation is going to be here sooner than you think. Head to Meineke for a complimentary AC check and a vehicle safety inspection. Meineke for all your auto repair needs.
What a segment. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. You may not always need a new water heater, but when you do, choose Bradford White. Yeah, we're
props to this team, led by our program director, Chuck D'Amico, and our incredible engineering staff, Rodney and the Gruss and their whole team, and Chevy's here, and all of our street teamers, the boys. What's up, my fellas? Doing a great job here. Everybody, strong performance right here. Setting up. Look, it's a day to celebrate old friends.
Yeah.
Right? And to get excited about a new season.
Especially after the last couple of weeks, we need a day like this.
Oh, dude, you're not lying. I'm seriously. After the Eagle depression, to be able to come back and just get lost in some football and some of our old buddies is a gift.
Yeah.
It's a gift. It is. It's a gift. Like, I see that. I see those jerseys. It's just awesome. It's great. We are live again at the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament. Listen, this place is gorgeous, by the way. The Penn Oaks Golf Club in Westchester, Tunis.
Yeah, this is awesome.
What
man.
a spot, right?
Like, the course itself looks beautiful.
Yes.
The indoors itself looks beautiful. Everything here. This patio that we're on, it's nice.
No, it really is. It's a great spot. In fact, I was talking to Stephen DeMarco. He's the managing director here, and what a job they do. Amazing. You were talking about just the grill, like smelling the burgers in the air,
dude. And you know that they get the good burgers.
Yeah, what? Of course. And you had words of wisdom.
Yeah, you can't chintz out on the burger.
I agree with you.
I always listen.
Never chintz out on the burger.
I always go with the Bubba or any of those.
You got to get the good meat.
I get it's a little bit more expensive, but I can't go with the pack of 25 for
you can't
like
go
$10
to Bobo Burgers
because then it's just like. And listen, I'm not. You know me. I'll eat anything. I'm a garbage disposal.
Yes.
But if I'm grilling a burger,
right?
Come on, I need the good stuff, man.
You can't go Bobo Burger.
No.
Let that Chevy. You can't do a Bobo Burger. Your father will always go to Good Burger. You can't go Bobo Burger. By the way, our whole day is presented by the McDade team at Cross Country Mortgage. All proceeds benefit the Brian Dawkins Impact Foundation, dedicated to bringing transformational moments to young people in underserved communities. To donate, go to briandawkins.com/impact-foundation.
That's just wild, man. The 04 team. For a lot of those members were just here last segment.
Yeah, man.
Crazy.
Freak was cheat mode.
Yeah, dude, it was ridiculous.
Right?
Playing with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody actually reached out to me saying you're spot on because he was the only guy that could stop Vic. It's true.
It was funny. It wasn't even fair when the way he would attack, chase down a quarterback, like it was like and in the Serengeti, he's tracking down the prey. Woof, like a lion.
Yes.
Amazing. All right, let's get back to the phones. Oh, we got G-Mama. G-Mama, what do you say? Hold on, I got to get to my screen.
Probably knows everyone here.
G-Mama, what do you say there, sweetheart?
Told you.
A bridge? Ah, that's fantastic. Yes, they are. That's awesome. Well, your daughter's a sweetheart. Ah, I love David, the sixth man. Good. I'm worried about it, and that's been the theme of the show, G-Mama. I'm worried. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Yeah, easier
I'll just
said.
do it a couple times
Thanks,
a week.
G-Mama.
You're right, G-Mama.
We love you, G-Mama. Take it easy.
Hey, Christy, you good with the boy?
Yeah,
I'm gonna golf a couple times a week.
Maxie, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I'm afraid. I really am afraid of it. I don't want to trade him. Listen, you could sit there and tell me that you're going to come run it back with Harden and Beal and, Kuzma. And that's formidable. I get it. I don't want to trade Maxey.
Because if it doesn't work, which it might not, right? There's
See,
no
that's
guarantee to win.
See, I'm all about, listen, I get the reason why you have assets and the reason why you are building stuff, you cash them all in to win a chip.
Yep.
Right? I'm down with it. I get it. But the chip has to be guaranteed. And to me, I don't know what Harden is.
Well, and here's the thing: the Sixers
does he help guarantee a chip? I don't know.
And the Sixers are in a better position than what the Raptors were in before acquiring Kawhi.
That's exactly right. That's
right?
That's exactly.
So
the
you
comparison.
go all in for Kawhi to try to win a title because if you do, that's great. If you don't, you had no shot winning beforehand. The Sixers do have a shot at some point in the future with Embiid and Tyrese Maxey by acquiring other players down the road. So it's not the same as the Kawhi trade. It's not, because you are in a good position now.
That's correct.
And if it doesn't hit, you'd be feeling it. Whereas if it didn't work for the Raptors, they wouldn't have cared.
Right.
They didn't have the talent anyway.
Right.
Obviously.
But I agree with you. That's a huge deal. Like, you're the Raptors, and you can make the deal and go, all right, well, he leaves, so be it. Look what we got. Harden is not a guarantee. And as much as it pains me to say, because of the physical nature and the arduous long season, again, big guy, he's a big guy going through that. It's a lot. Big guys through. And he's not fragile. It's not about he's injury prone, none of that stuff. It's just when you're that big, you go through those, that's a big deal.
And you're going to need a Maxey with him.
You need Joe at his height.
Yes.
And if there's if there's anything that's not right about him, you're going to rely on Harden. Is he enough?
No.
With Beal?
No, it's not. Going back to that Raptors, I know they had DeMar DeRozan and they were finishing as the 1 seed, but it was kind of a fake 1 seed every single year. The Sixers are Maxey and Embiid that's a good 1-2 punch to start. Obviously, Harden, Beal, and Embiid's incredible, but if it doesn't work out,
that's my fear.
You're
and
risking a lot.
And again, I look at Maxey. He's 21.
Yeah.
He's 21 years old.
Yeah, he's got 10 more years of dominance.
I look at him now and what he's become at just 2 years. What will that mean for the future?
Yeah.
That's why it's so. To be honest with you, I got to do better than Beal.
Yeah, but who?
You know what I'm saying? That's my point. Is
Right.
if there was somebody that, I'm not, again, if I were to move Maxey, I got to get better than Bradley Beal. Does that sound crazy to you? But that's it.
No, but then the follow-up is, okay, so if you don't make the move, are you cool with this team?
Right, I know. Well,
and that's the hard thing, right? Because if Beal is here, you're a dominant team.
Yes.
You are. Beal, Harden, and Embiid. Even without Maxey,
formidable.
you're a dominant, formidable team for at least a year or two.
Yeah, you have a window of 2 years.
Yes. You don't make the trade, you're still a good team.
The pressure, here's what I feel. I feel the pressure. I got 2 years, and I'm giving away a potential
10-year
transcendent player.
Yeah.
All right? That I'm going to risk.
I hate that word.
I know you do, but I'm going to put in the middle a transcendent player, and in my hand, I'm holding Beal, Harden, and Joe, and that's got to win.
Yeah, it has to.
And if it doesn't win, I lose my shirt. I'm done.
Yeah, you're pretty much screwed from there on.
All right, let's go to Frank. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Yo, Frank.
Hey, guys. Anthony, I got to tell you, man, that 20 minutes, you were like total fanboy.
Yes. I no shame. No shame, Frank. I'm sorry. What are you going to do? I try to be cool, but it's not going to work. You got to be true to yourself. Exactly. Nah, you're dead right. You know what it is, too? We spent a lot of time with those dudes back in the day, and, you haven't seen them. It's great to see them, man. It really is.
maximize the 4-year window we have left with JoJo by making a trade, then he shouldn't trade Max. If he can maximize the ability for us to win a championship with JoJo's window left, I hate to do it, but I'd be okay with it just because I got to think the team is JoJo, not Maxey. And that's how I feel about that. I mean, I wouldn't like it, but
Wow.
maximize JoJo's window, I'd be okay with it.
Wow. Wow. Yes.
Bradberry is going to have the same on the Eagles defense that Gargano's going to have on the offense. They had a ton of holes going in the offseason.
Yep.
And they closed it up. There's only 2 holes left. And I think they fixed it with the front 7, and now they're closed in. It's going to be a really decent defense.
I agree. Let me ask you a question while I got you. So, what is the ceiling this year? Because suddenly, when you look at them and you look at that schedule, to me, you could win a division.
When I looked at the schedule, I thought 10, 11 wins right away. And then I found out they don't play any team coming off the bye.
Nope.
Except the Bears.
So they're going to steal a game from a better team that should be ready for them in Boston. And I think the Eagles are in a position where they could definitely take the division because Dallas is not going to step back. It all comes down to Hurts. If he can figure out his maximize and let the wide receivers go to where they need to go, they're going to be a tough team to beat.
Yes. Yes, I agree, brother. I agree.
And I wish I was sitting next to you, dude. Dude, it's real quick.
Yes.
The average golfer in America never breaks 100. Never.
Ah, all right.
Look at that.
It's good to know.
15% break 90, less than 6% break 80, and less than 2% shoot par.
Wow.
So, dude, don't think of yourself as a pro. Think of yourself as a guy having fun, and putt in your living room 10 feet makes all the difference.
Oh, Frank,
right.
that's great advice, buddy. Thank you.
So I just got to get a putting green in the house now.
No, I mean,
No, the little.
Oh yeah.
That little.
Yeah.
Or
Get
make
the
it
grass.
go back down.
Yeah.
By the way,
By the way, in your back, you got all that big back. I know. I've been in your house.
can help work on the chip.
You got a nice backyard for it.
An interesting
swing
way to
set over
look
there.
at the Eagles offseason
Yeah.
after the news this morning with James Bradberry. Warren Sharp puts out a tweet. So Howie turned a meaningless Week 17 game. Remember the game that they
Yes.
tanked and fake tough guy Joe Judge was all upset about it.
Right.
Carson Wentz and a Gettleman cap mismanagement because of Bradberry into A.J. Brown, James Bradberry, Devontae Smith. That's pretty damn good.
Damn.
Out of a meaningless game, just getting rid of Wentz and then somebody else's mistake.
I got to tell you.
That's impressive.
Pretty good. Let's go to John. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. You just get this mouse to work. Johnny, what do you say, buddy?
Oh, my God. Dude, this is the greatest show ever. I'm on the couch. My heart's jumping through my chest every time you talk to one of these guys. I'm going to jump out the window of my house. Torn with Maxey.
I know.
I don't want to trade Maxey. I don't want to trade Maxey, but I can see more. I can see Doc. Now, these guys, Donald Roy doesn't care about 20, 25, or 20.
Right.
And neither does Doc. And they're in a room, and they're looking at each other, and they're saying, they came to win a title right now. And they look at Maxey, 21. But Daryl's probably thinking, when he's 24, 25, and he's a star, I won't even be here anymore.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
And that's why I'm like, they're going to pull the trigger because they are going for it in the next 2 years. You know? And that's my worry. Like, and it has to work, but, like, I'm with you guys. I'm like, I'd be happy if they got Beal, but then I'd be sad they lost Maxey, and I'm like, I'm right on the fence. Right on the fence.
I know. That's why ultimately I say no. I mean, because if you look at his ascendancy this quick at 21, what extrapolate? What could he be?
Yeah, he could be John Morant in 2 years.
You know, I mean, he could carry, like, he's a brick for like one shot. You know, like I won multiple shots. I want to be in the mix.
Yeah, you're right. In the mix for more, I know, and I worry. You know, it's funny. The guy who really made me nervous was
Yes.
Because although he drives me crazy, he's spot on.
Yes.
Short of saying
Yep. Yep.
and it's almost like he was like, well, now they're all
Yes.
going to take is Beal to say, I want to be in Philadelphia, and it's done.
I agree. Dude, I agree. Johnny, great call, brother. Thank you. Listen, enjoy your day off, buddy.
And
Appreciate it, my brother.
There's the Embiid Beal thing. They're both Drew Hanlon guys.
Well, Joe was texting him.
Yeah.
He was texting him. I mean, they're apparently, if we're to believe the one, whose report? I don't want to.
Bill Simmons.
Bill Simmons. Bill Simmons' report was that Joe really wanted Beal
before the trade
deadline.
deadline.
Rather have Beal. They play
if he wants it.
But I don't like. How can I trust you?
No, you can't. You can't.
Still playing.
Yeah.
What was except Mac of his life.
Yeah.
Daryl Morey has a lot of money. He was brought in here to win. And Daryl Morey goes, the quickest way to win is this.
Which may be true.
It is, yeah. And I believe it is true. But again.
At what cost? If you don't win.
And that's the thing about sport is that there's no guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
So it's risk management is what we're talking about. All right. We got 1 hour left to hang here at this incredible gathering where all of our old friends, all of our old friendly Eagles of the early aughts are hanging. It's the Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament. Yep, live from Penn Oaks Golf Seeds benefit the Brian Dawkins Impact Foundation, dedicated to bringing transformational moments to young people in underserved communities. To donate, go to briandawkins.com/impact-foundation. We're live right here, 97.5 The Fanatic Cuz Radio with that man, the Chunas.
Yes, this is Andrew Salchunas. The playoffs, they are here. You can make every game feel like Game 7 on FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge, an official partner of the NBA. Of course, our squad isn't in the playoffs anymore, but there are still a couple of series left. Got the Eastern and Western Conference Finals, and throughout the playoffs, all customers can place a no-sweat same-game parlay each week. You'll get up to $20 in free bets if you don't win. FanDuel, they have so many ways to play, and what I love is when you do win, you'll get paid faster than a fast break. New to FanDuel, just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code FANATIC to get your first risk-free bet up to $1,000. That's promo code FANATIC, and if you already have an account, you are all set to bet, no sweat. Either way, you'll get up to $20 in free bets if your same-game parlay during the playoffs doesn't win. FanDuel Sportsbook, an official partner of the NBA, must be 21 plus and present in PA. Refund issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max free bet $20 per week. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Shut out. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance, where you only pay for what you need. Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance so put out a tweet saying, "My God, think about how far we've come." And this wasn't that long ago when Michael Jaquette was a starting corner for the Eagles in a couple of games.
Wow, yeah.
And they posted the stat where
right.
he was targeted 9 times, allowed 7 catches for 180 yards.
Yeah,
like, that was a game, a regular season game.
Yep.
You were playing Michael Jaquette, not fourth quarter of the 4th week of the preseason. No, a regular season game.
That's
so,
right.
You now have 2 legit corners. We all know that Darius Slay's a stud. And now you have a legit corner on the opposite. Because Bradberry's better than Steven Nelson.
Yes.
And I like Steven Nelson. He's better than Steven Nelson. All you got to do is, hope that the secondary in terms of the safety position can play a little bit better. I mean, Marcus Epps got time last year. I'm not excited for Marcus Epps. It seems like the team may be, so maybe they think he's going to get better as he plays more. Kayvon Wallace, I don't really believe in all that much, but he's going to get an opportunity because McLeod's gone. Right, so it's going to be interesting to see what that's. That's the only hole on the entire team.
And listen, if you're gonna need a hole, I mean, because look, not everybody's gonna has a perfect team. Teams got holes, right? So if teams got holes, safety's where you want to be, not corner, right? Like that's a big deal.
Right. Yeah, you can survive that. That's going to cause pressure. Again, you saw 2017-18.
That's a huge all the struggles a Jalen had in the past game. Coordinator,
schedule where you were kind of strength offensively and run the football, and I think they benefit from a schedule.
I find out about ways.
Okay.
Right? So I had to map quest it.
Yes.
All right? Now, I'm driving through Mississippi. I went through a million turns. First time I ever sold chicken in a gas station.
But this is
Steve McNair. And I hung with the coaches. So they go, yeah, man, why don't you hang with us for the week? And you come on a game day. I was like, all right, great. So I was at practice, and then I was with them filming. They go, you want to see something crazy? I go, yeah. So they put on tape. And this was like, projectors, like,
right. Yeah.
And they go, watch where the corners are, and then watch Steve. And he outruns. They both have ankles on him. He's runs up the middle.
And beats them both.
He beat 2 corners.
Yeah.
2 corners. Are you kidding me? That's what kind of freak athlete he was.
Yeah. And they were, 1 yard away?
It was like a 60-yard touchdown run.
Yeah. They were 1 yard away from winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah. John will tell you that story. Oof. That's great. You imagine how brutal.
I don't think
we
wouldn't handle that well.
No, we would die. Are you kidding me? There's no way in the world. That was also, if you remember, the Music City Miracle. Because they're thinking.
Oh, was that the same season?
Yeah. They're thinking we're blessed.
Right.
And then you lose by a yard?
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm looking at that team right now. It's
What,
not like McNair had the greatest weapons. Derek Mason was a decent receiver.
Right.
But Derek.
You had Eddie George.
Eddie George is obviously huge.
Right.
How about Kevin Dyson? Frank Wycheck was his.
We have Wycheck. Well, by the way, he's back in the area, Frank.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Great guy, Frank Wycheck.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at man.
Who else? Who's on that defense?
Keith Bullock.
Wow, he was a good boy. I liked him.
Andre Dyson. Samari Roll, I remember.
Yeah, Samari Roll was a good player.
Yeah. Albert Hainsworth at Young.
Hainsworth, wow.
How about Juquay Parker?
Wow.
On the team.
Dude, Hainsworth, you remember what happens to him? He gets a fortune.
Yeah, and then he's done.
He blows up.
Was it with Washington?
Cincinnati. He blows up. He gained like 100 pounds. Let's go to where we at here. BG Black Gritty. What's going on, Black
I thought it was
Gritty?
Brandon Graham calling in from the 9th hole.
Thank you, 97.5. Thank you, Black Gritty.
We lose on, if you go back all the trades in the 6th history, why we lose on every single trade? Why we give up extra
Yeah. Yeah, that's not happening. I hear you, buddy. I hear you. I agree with you. You're looking strong. I like it. Thank you, baby. We love you, BG. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. So, my man Mike checks in. Mike McManus checks in on Twitter, my man Mike, and he says, listen, because you don't have to give up Maxey for Beal. If Beal opts out and says he's going to Philadelphia, you get nothing, so you flip Harris to them, smaller pieces, and they have no leverage to ask for Tyrese. He said you can give him a future one, Harris, Springer, Reed, Milton. You can do that. I don't know if that works.
I mean, I guess he's right.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess he's right. Like, it is a player option.
I hear, and Mike brings up a good point. However, and then you can get a third team involved because Tobias doesn't really fit there.
No.
So you'd have to get a third team involved. But I'll be honest with you.
You know what? I hope Daryl Morey's tampering right now.
Well, yeah.
You know, remember, the Chicago Bulls lost a second-round pick because they tampered for Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, I listen.
Boo-hoo.
Yeah, I know. But here's
Tamper away.
But here's the thing, though. I still go back to and go, the Sixers won't be the only suitor for Beal. And Beal could say all he wants to, let's go to Philadelphia. That doesn't get you there.
It could.
That's not a lock.
It could. I mean, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George all of a sudden end up at the Clippers together.
Listen, I think Mike brings up a good point.
Anthony Davis goes, hey, I don't want to play for the Celtics. I want to play for the Lakers.
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's a good point that Mike brings up. But my only counter is that's not a lock. And obviously, if you can somehow get Beal without giving up Maxey, I'll go. The minute that day that happens, we play the song.
Oh, my God, yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
That's the deal. We play the song. But until that happens, and all I know is that freaking Windy, all right, he's the one who brought up Maxey's name. And he doesn't just make it up.
You know what would be interesting?
Play it again. And then you tell me with certainty how.
So you're doing a very good job of asking a question that could potentially create news if I give you an honest answer. So I'm going to stop just short of that. Philly has dreams and plans, as Daryl Morey does. And, key factor here is that they have Tobias Harris, who would have value in a possible trade. And they have Tyrese Maxey, who would have value in a possible trade. And you would need a player, potentially near the end of his contract, to come and say, I would like to go play in Philadelphia. Is that something that could happen? Maybe. We'll see. I know that Philly and Daryl are going to try to make it happen.
Well, that's that.
The wind gust.
Speaking of the wind, sometimes the wind brings some treasure to you. And right now, a treasure, the great Roger Jaworski.
Cuz, great to be with you, man.
What
Good
is it, Joel?
good to see you out on the golf course. How the Flyers doing, by the way? I'm trying to catch up on things. What's going on?
Man.
You know I got to have a little fun.
I
You gotta have a little fun.
George, I'm so excited to see you. Let me ask you, Bradberry, They got to fix the corner spot.
The secondary outside of Darius, got to be fixed. That's
Right.
where it starts. That's where I like everything they've done so far this season. How he's working on it. I know he's working on it.
Yeah.
But those guys don't fall from trees right now.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
Bradberry is a nice acquisition.
Yep.
But Carolina let him go. The Giants let him go. I don't know why.
Right.
I look at him. He's got some talent. Maybe the
Yeah.
scheme will be a better fit for him. But the secondary right now has got to be solved. I think the linebacker position has gotten a lot better. Defensive line got a lot better.
the Kobe
I love Reddick. I love Reddick. I huge. Brandon, and don't forget, Brandon Graham is coming back.
BG, that's
so,
right.
now there's some depth. The rotation is there. The edge rushers, the linebackers. But as we've talked about this through the years. The NFL is evolving. It's a pass-happy league right now. Because they can, because they're creating matchups.
That's right.
And you better be 6, 7, or maybe even 8 deep in that secondary. You can't go nickel dime. You got to go better. Some teams are now playing 7 and 8 defensive backs on the field.
Yes.
So that is an issue that must be figured out.
All right, so let's talk about the big acquisition. And then listen, who was out in L.A. and saw Jalen working out with Tom House and said, I saw your boy. He looks good. And that one little text message got me excited.
Mechanics are important, and his mechanics were inconsistent. They have been
Right.
inconsistent. I think the young man has a great future ahead of him. I really do, because he's a hard worker. He's got to get better. I'm not saying that. I took some grief after the playoff game because I said, I'm not sold.
No, well, you should be. There's nothing wrong with that.
I look.
You call it the way you see it.
I called that game for Westwood 1.
I know you did.
And so I'm watching the game, and all of a sudden I look up, it's 31-0.
Yes.
I'm supposed to be split down the middle when I'm calling a game nationally, but I'm like,
I know.
God, these are my birds,
Yeah. Plus, I think McCarthy was with you.
Yeah, and we had a ball. Tom is like world class to work with.
Exactly.
But, so I watch a game. And, sometimes it looks different when you watch it, in person on the field. You don't see all the replays like, when you've been in my office. We just roll a play 20 times.
Yep.
And when I went back and looked at the tape, he did not play well. So I couldn't couch that look in, oh, no, he did great. And just,
of course not.
He missed blitzes. He missed progression reading. He had people open and was late with them. There were a lot of things that were wrong. And I downgraded my positive feeling from the regular season because – in the playoffs, you got to bring your A game. You're going against Tom Brady. Tom Brady had no receivers in that game, yet he went up and down the field.
Yep.
So that's what the quarterback has to do. He's got to go up and down the field. You got to protect your defense. You got to do all those things that are necessary. But he had a poor game. So now we're going to see how he reacts to it. I know he's going to put the time in. He's a great kid. We all pull for him. But what we say here out at a beautiful golf course at the Brian Dawkins golf tournament, means nothing. It means nothing what we say. He's got to go on the field and do it.
So, Jaws, when you look at what was around him now, I know.
You mentioned A.J. Brown. That made the whole draft for me.
Right.
This draft is going on, and I'm, you know how he's always kind of
He's lurking,
jabbing somewhere, looking to make a deal. And I'm looking as around the 15. Going, oh boy, let's see who's there. We're going to get to maybe 6th or 7th best receiver in the draft at 18. He makes a deal for A.J. Brown.
No, when he makes the trade, real
10.
quick, let me ask you.
Yeah.
When he makes the trade, were you thinking Jameson Williams? That he was going
Yes.
and then Detroit snacks him.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, I didn't know how they had him rated.
Right.
Certainly, I loved Williams. The injury really set him back because the guy's a dynamic playmaker. But when A.J. Brown popped, I said, you got a top 10 proven NFL receiver. So
At 24 years old.
I immediately go to my research. I got Coffee Jones. I got all my guys. Let's go. I want to know. I've watched him play in Nashville. You don't see as much because we don't see him much in the Tennessee Titans. The guy's a stud. I'll give you one statistical number based on film breakdown. Since 2019, when A.J. Brown came in the league, he has 24 touchdown receptions versus man-to-man coverage. Since 2019.
Wow.
24 touchdowns.
Wow. Yeah.
The entire Eagle receiving corps since 2019 has 23.
Oh, my
he
God.
has one against man-to-man.
Oh, my God.
So when you get in the red zone now, you got a man-to-man
You got a
beater.
your man
You got a
beater. Right.
And he's big, he's strong, tremendous ball skills, body control. So I was hosting a draft party actually with Harold Carmichael, Hassan Reddick, and we're like high-fiving. This guy, this is the guy. I thought it was maybe one of the best moves Howie's ever made. We'll see how it plays out. But right now on the surface, you now have a veteran wide receiver.
That's such a great number.
24 touchdown receptions versus man-to-man coverage. The whole Eagles wide receiving corps in that same 4 year from 2019 has 23.
Oh my God! Shoot this!
I'm not.
Shoot this!
Man beater. Give me the
man beater. We always talk about that.
Man
You
beater.
and I, when we meet you and Baldy, and we do our meat locker, and the importance of man beaters and having they haven't had that.
Every guy in this league could run patterns against
Yeah,
zone.
yeah,
because
yeah.
It's a lot more intelligence in
Right.
running against zone. You got to have a feel. You got to know where where
Sit down
where
space.
to sit down
Yeah.
and when to move through space. Where the linebackers. When you're man to man, it's mano a mano, man. I'm
That's
gonna
right.
whip your butt. You're gonna try to cover. I'm gonna get. And,
That's
and-
right.
And AJ brings that mentality. When the ball's in the air, it's his.
So what about Dean? When you go, I mean, oh my God,
Yeah.
what about football play like that? That's like to you, to a wonk like you. Are you kidding me?
Well, as I was studying him, I'm thinking he's a first-round pick.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know about
You
the
don't think
pick
it's back,
injury.
right, yeah.
I'm not playing doctor.
Right.
But if you project his game on the field, he's going to be an All-Pro NFL linebacker. He's a thumper. In
Yep.
other words, he can play downhill.
Yep.
He's a 3-down player. He can take backs out the backfield. He can take tight ends down the seam. All those things that today's modern NFL linebacker must do. The only question mark is the health. I mean, if you plug the tape in, well, you and I would be high-fiving.
Yeah.
Look at this guy, look
I
at
love
this guy.
college
Yeah.
football, so I'm watching him all day.
Yeah, so and you know what happens when first-round picks that have a wart, a blemish, whatever, an injury, they fall in the third round. Same thing happens with quarterbacks, by the way. That's why only one quarterback went in the first round, and the
Yes.
other bunch of guys
Yeah.
went in the third round because they all had warts.
Yeah.
They had blemishes. They had pimples, and that doesn't mean they're not going to be great players. Joe Montana was a third-round selection. You know?
Sure,
So,
yeah.
so those guys that are projected as first-rounders that have that blemish fall in the third round. So you get a first-round pick, and you pick them up in the third round. Another great move.
All right, Jordan Davis. Now, if they can, it was funny. I was talking to Seth earlier, and we brought up obviously the weight. Like if you can manage him, and you get him playing, because you get him, if you teach him how to rush the passer, and you manage his weight, he could be scary.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not so sure you have to manage his weight. I think if you just get him in shape,
Right.
You know, and we've all seen the highlight tapes when he goes.
Oh.
He runs, 4'8"
my
at
God.
340 pounds. You see, they show the highlights. There are too many times after that great play.
Yeah.
He took a player too
Yeah,
often.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
he gets to the NFL. It's
Yeah.
conditioning. Yeah,
Yeah.
Georgia has a great
Right,
program.
right,
Alabama,
right.
These are great programs, but nothing like
Oh,
NFL
my
training
God.
programs.
Right.
And diet, the diet and everything else. And once he understands how to play at the NFL, they'll find his right weight,
Yeah.
how he can move and how many snaps he'll play. He'll be a dynamic player. But the thing that I like about him most of all is he can get head up on that nose.
Oof.
He can get head up on the nose and just push the pocket back.
Right.
He's a bulldozer, I don't think he's ever going to be, Fletcher Cox with all the movement on
Right,
the inside.
right.
But you know what? If you got a count play, now Brandon Graham comes into play. Now the safeties and the blitz come into play because you got to play it tight.
Shoot us!
So,
Please.
all right,
I love
you, guys,
you,
man.
Charles.
You guys,
You're
are
the
best.
greatest,
You're the
brother.
best, man. Keep in touch, all right?
You're the man. The great Ron Jaworski.
Yeah, you seem excited too.
Bradford White.
Bradford
He's the best. I love him, man. Charles. Well, what a day. Fun day, man. I'm getting hyped. Football, man. I
Ears
gotta
are
tell you.
bleeding. It's good.
All right. Sorry. Come back.
A little blood out of here.
I
It's
need a
fine.
timeout. All right. A quick TO. Again, as we hang out at this incredible golf tournament, the Brian Dawkins.
My man's got a ride.
Oh, Uncle Frank. Uncle Frank's the man.
Somebody gave him a
We're
ride.
at Penn Oaks Golf Club in Westchester. What a day. 97.5 The Fanatic. Let me tell you about my guys, Gold Nugget Jewelers, baby. That's right. That's your own. And right in the corner of 8th and Chestnut in the heart of Jewelers Row, man. You can't beat it. That's it. Look, you're getting engaged. And I hosted a video there not too long ago. We had 3 bachelors come in. They all got rings. Beautiful diamond selection, the settings, the Corey Virages. They have the designers, all amazing. And they got great deals. They have financing options, good plans, the whole thing. They walked away. Panic. It's worked out. It's perfect. Your own was happy. Chestnut are online at Gold.
Getting shut out. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by Bally's Atlantic City. Newer and active Bally's Rewards members sign up for a card at Bally'sAC.com. They will match your AC casino offer and tier status, or $25 in free play. Must be 21. Gambling problem.
just incredible. Incredible. The Brian Dawkins Driving Impact Celebrity Golf Tournament. That's right, from Penn Oaks Golf Club in Westchester, presented by the McDade team at Cross Country Mortgage. All proceeds benefit the Brian Dawkins Impact Foundation, dedicated to bringing transformational moments to young people in underserved communities. To donate, go to BrianDawkins.com. General,
Today was a good.
both in the house.
Today was a good therapeutic day.
Yeah, because you know what? The
It
Bradberry
sucked.
stuff, too,
Yeah.
got you a little. I got me excited. We start thinking about football a little bit.
But it is
Like,
sucked.
you need it. You need to do that. Like, you got to have that, you got to have that vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, we were planning on talking birds today because of where we're at and who's around us.
Right.
And then the Bradberry news happened after the show started,
Yeah.
which was awesome. You know, it's been a nice therapeutic day after dealing with the crap that we've dealt with the last week.
Correct. Now, there's a lot of sentiment. Now, my man T. Will says, nah, they're not trading. No way to trade Maxey. Again, I hope.
I had a thought.
Right, and of Windy, but I don't discredit him either. I think he he's not wrong a lot.
He's got the best player in the league's
He's got a pipeline,
number.
man.
Yeah. One thought that crossed my mind. Remember yesterday, our man Eric DeLash sent us that 3-way trade that Spot Track put together, Suns and Jazz, and we were kind of trade thing just to see if the money works in terms of the three big names. But then that wouldn't obviously be the trade; it would be other players as well. But a Sixers Wizards Jazz trade,
where Mitchell goes to Washington
and Tobias goes to Utah, and then obviously they would need it, but because
I got to tell you, I hear you, and you go, all right, but what possibly if I'm Utah, I'm going to trade Donovan Mitchell for Tobias Harris and some pieces.
Well, yeah, it would end up being pieces.
That's Reese's Pieces. Like, that's what I'm getting. Like, this is why I keep going back
like
to
a Hachimura.
Like, you can say you can tell me Hachimura stinks.
I'm just saying. I'm like trying to think of who are the players on the Wizards.
I know
because you're not going to trade Porzingis and Harris. Like the two of them aren't going to go. And Mitchell the reason why I thought of Donovan Mitchell, he actually goes well with Porzingis.
I agree. Listen. I think that's a fit. But again, I keep going. You're talking about tremendous players. Like,
yes.
Are these other teams just patsies, bozos?
No.
I know. There's. In the past, there seems to be, like, in that league, you can maneuver things so anything's possible. But, again, I'm going to point it out. If I'm Washington or Utah and you come to me and go, I'll get you Tobias Harris and Springer and Shake, I go, beat it.
Yeah, but you've seen some awful trades in the past before.
I know. I've a lot for – the league and the agents. I'll a lot for something like that.
Yeah.
But come on.
Like, I know Brandon Ingram's turning into a good player, but at first, that trade with the Anthony Davis trade, you're like, wow, the Pelicans just got nothing.
Right.
Now, Brandon Ingram's turning into a legit scorer in the league.
No, I agree. But again, like, you're talking about a Bradley Beal, you're talking about Donovan Mitchell. These are big-time all-star players.
Big moves where, like, a team gets nothing. And you know it from the jump. Like, what did the Pacers get for Paul George, right? Like, some of these
I'm allotting that has happened
star,
in the past, and it's agents, and I say it all the time, and you were even said, you were talking about it earlier, and yes, they can make stuff happen. But I keep going back to, if I'm that team, there's no way in the world I would do those trades.
Right. Yeah. I understand that you would not.
Like, you talk about now again.
But they may go, oh, my God, this Donovan Mitchell. He keeps on complaining about Gobert. We're just going to move on from him.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
or you do a 4-team deal where Gobert somehow ends up in Golden State, so Utah gets a Wiggins. Like,
right.
No,
I hear you. Like, you're going to have to, I guess, and, Maury can figure that out. My only fear, again, and it just makes perfect sense, and Wendy said it, is the Maxey thing.
Yes.
So, like, if I'm one of those teams, well, now you got my attention. I would do that.
Right.
Let's go to Joe. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Hello, Joe. What's going on, Joey? Yep.
He's hands off. You got a kid that we're just seeing the tip of the iceberg. And you don't have to worry about him not working in the offseason. You've seen what he came back at this year. His body is totally different than the year before. This kid's going to be a superstar in this league. You can see it in him. He's equivalent to a Brian Dawkins. He got the dog.
I agree. Everything you say, I agree. Yes. I think you're dead right. Yeah, the problem is that when you get a Daryl Morey, you're like, you guys, you're handling it. Like you're paying him, I guess, $11 million this year. Like, I hear you. And listen, and listen, I agree with you, Joe. I do not want to trade. I don't want to do it. I'm out. But again, I don't know. I just keep going back to, could you swindle another team? Okay. If that happens, then again, play the song. Let's go. As long as Maxey's here, I'm happy.
Right.
No. Joey, thanks, buddy. That's song.
That's 2 days in a row.
We're not.
I feel terrible, but no.
Yeah, no, we're not. No, here's the deal.
Come on, it's on ice.
We're not playing the song until there's a trade that we like.
We like, yeah.
No song. The only song that we'll play, we'll do Fly Eagles Fly.
Yes.
All right? And until there is a moment that makes us want to do it. Then it's back.
Right.
But until that time,
on ice.
It's just tension. And tense.
It's Deal Zone.
It's Deal Zone
it's
music.
Gamora music.
That's it. No song. I don't want to deal with that until I know for sure Beal's here and Maxey's here.
Yes.
Maxey gone, no song.
Wow, what happens?
All right.
Does the song ever come back?
I don't know. I don't even talk to me about that. Don't even get me started with that. All right. This is a great day today.
Beautiful.
It's a great football day.
Yes.
And in the coming weeks, we will have lots and lots of football content to bring you because I realized today's the first day I actually smiled and had fun since the loss.
Hey, you look good.
First day I smiled.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Hollis next to you.
Yes.
Right? And the whole crew. Right where Uncle Frank is.
Yes.
The whole crew. We had, and look at this Tunis. Think about it. All right? And Joel said it. Maybe there's some hope with Jalen.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe that guy who saw him working out with Tom House, maybe when Jalen comes back, zing, zing, zing.
And if he takes a step forward, man, very.
And be you, and you can move and get the.
Jaws gave us.
That's a tremendous stat.
A.J. Brown, 4 touchdowns against man coverage since the 19. And the Eagles combined 23.
Well, think about it, too.
Rager.
Think about
Whiteside.
Right. Think about those dudes who could not. They couldn't get over. They couldn't beat anybody.
That's why I still go back to that 2019 season. I go, was it really on wins? Like, I know he was
I agree.
I know he was a mess. Don't get me wrong.
No.
Well, he's throwing a Deontay Burnett.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
No, the receivers, we want to talk about just, Bagster receivers.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. There's no way in the world with those Bagster.
2019, they had to force Greg Ward out there.
Exactly. I mean, look, you think about it. Even 2 years ago, when he make the comeback and when he gets the concussion against Seattle, he's got those 4 games.
Deontay Burnett.
Look about that. He comes in throwing. Like, that's the one thing. It's so weird about that dude
Total
and how
mystery.
that dude just went.
Total mystery. I'll stand by it. I still think there's something deep down where he could be a good quarterback. It's just he's got to get over his whatever he's got to get over.
Yes.
He's got fleas.
I know.
13th, it's like Gene Segura. You know what I mean?
Who, by the way, is actually playing well.
Yeah, he's a talented player.
I mean,
but he's bounced around.
If you look at what he's done this year, he has played well. He's filled his position.
Yeah.
He's hit. He's been one of the most consistent
But
guys.
he's always been talented.
I know.
It's just he's played on like 8 teams.
I know.
Whereas now Wentz is on team number 3, which doesn't happen often with quarterbacks unless you're a backup.
No, I agree. I agree with you. But now, when you think about it, if Jalen, let's bring it back here, if Jalen with that line and those weapons, if he can just deliver the ball on time, again, I think there's a cap to what he can be. Like when the people were mentioning MVP, I thought that was ridiculous, to be honest with you. Like, why would you're better off, playing the lottery. You're going to play him as the MVP.
Right.
The odds are for a reason. With those weapons, is great, but he doesn't have MVP caliber.
No, unless he's thrown underneath and A.J. Brown's running it for 80 yards every time.
Come on, all these quarterbacks, look at the AFC and it's stacked and all that stuff. He's not an MVP. I don't care about him. I'm not asking him to be MVP.
No.
I just want him to be a starting quarterback in the league and give me some chunk throws to make big plays. Look at Tunis, this schedule. Look at the schedule. And even Seth said it earlier. Right? Seth said it earlier. Seth said, and
not only the division, but some of the teams outside of the division. Detroit, it's a team you should be able to beat. They could be 3-0 to start the season.
They could be 4-0.
They could be 4-0 to start the season.
Look at this, dude. This schedule is, I don't want to say absurdly easy, but, I mean, you start off.
Favorable.
We'll
use that word, favorable.
I mean, look at it. So you start off Lions. Then you're home Vikings. I think Vikings are better. Home Vikings.
We say that every year, though.
All right. Then you're at Wentz. All right.
And 80% of the fans there will be Eagles fans.
Right. And then game 4, you're hosting Doug. Yeah. Game 4, Jacksonville.
Yeah. Unless Trevor Lawrence is, Peyton Manning year 2.
I know we do W's and L's and stupid and the whole thing.
You could be 4-0.
You should beat Jacksonville.
Yeah.
All right. Should beat Doug. Then
trap game, man.
No trap game. Then you're at Arizona.
That'll be tough, but no DeAndre Hopkins.
And it's going to be Eagles West.
Yeah.
Philly Sports Trips, Vince, the whole thing, they're taking over that place.
Yeah.
The whole thing's going to be crazy.
By the way, he already booked. I saw the Philly Sports Trips account tweeted out 6 buses already for DC.
Oh yeah,
already.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Because everybody wants to see Wentz.
Yeah, well, that'd be
on
fun.
The road.
And then October 16th, 8:20. Cowboys.
Happy anniversary.
Cowboys, Eagles. And then you come back, Steelers.
Who don't really have a quarterback.
Right. You got the kid.
Yeah.
Pickett.
I mean, they got a good defense.
And then you're at Houston. I mean, seriously, would they be, other than Arizona, again, they're without a major weapon.
You saw what happened when Hopkins went down last year.
Are they an underdog in any of these games?
No.
And by the way, who they replace Kirk with?
Exactly.
Then you're back. You host Commanders. Then you are at Indy. Now, I think Indy's good. I actually think the Ryan move is a great move for them.
Yeah.
So they're good.
So what you're telling me is 8-1.
Then that slop squad.
Here's the other thing. Going back to that Tennessee game, not that it.
Then you got, who else you got? Bears at Dallas on Christmas Eve. So with the Fishes, we got the Cowboys. That's freaking awesome, by the way. Saints on New Year's Day.
Could you imagine waking up Christmas morning after a win over the Cowboys?
Oh, my God. First of all, Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
I don't want to fast forward. We got a whole summer, right? So
right.
But if I get to transport myself to that moment and transport back, Christmas Eve party.
Yeah, you and I are in agreement. That's the more enjoyable day.
Love Christmas Eve.
Yes.
And now we got Christmas Eve. Birds, Cowboys. Come on, Judas. That's freaking outrageous.
Good thing we're spaced out today, or you would have knocked me out.
Yeah.
I would have had welts today.
Yes.
With all the guys that you've seen today?
Yes. Yes. Hit him, Uncle Frank. Saints New Year's Day, and then the Giants close the season. Dude, I mean, Seth said, he goes, I'm worried that their strength of schedule come the playoffs. They haven't played
Isn't hard enough, yeah.
I mean, dude, yeah, it is a good problem, Uncle Frank. You're right. I mean, that's not 11. What's the over-run? Their over-under's like 9.
Yeah.
Dude, I would be.
It's an overpiece.
Yes, I would be devastated.
Oh, that'd be terrible. That means Hurts sucked.
Yeah, I think.
And I don't think he sucks. I don't
Okay.
think he's a Super Bowl quarterback.
Body to win 10 games.
Yeah.
Like, I'd go grab A.J. Feely, right? I'm looking for A.J. around here.
McNabb's out here.
Right.
Jaws is out here.
Right.
You got 2 quarterbacks you
I
talk
mean,
to.
no, for nothing. With that schedule, you can't. A.J. can win right now.
Lane Johnson used to play quarterback. Just slide him over.
I mean, it's not that like with that schedule. It's seriously, Jonas.
Should be a fun year.
I mean, it's double digits.
Yeah. And now you have 2 legit corners. Now your defense is also good.
Well, and everybody's been saying it, but Reddick and the Kobe team, I still can't believe they got the
third
Kobe
round.
team. Like that one is one where
That's Maxey.
That's a pinch me.
It's Maxey, man.
Yeah. But that's one where you almost go like, am I dreaming that they got Kobe Dean? That's insane. I can't believe it.
Can't believe it, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why we got to be,
Boom, 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 boom.
Yes. Boom, 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 boom is correct. Like this is going to be a big year. So I read you the schedule. You want to go Chicago? It's either Chicago. Where else would you want to go?
Chicago's number 1 on my list because it's a cool place.
It's a week before Christmas, and you'll be freezing your stones off.
Yeah, it would be. Arizona sounds nice, but
That got commandeered.
I'm sure it did.
Yeah. That got stolen. So we'll forget about that. So you got to think about it.
I got to think about it.
Because I'm going to put choice in your hands.
Oh, really? Okay.
All right? You're going to choose for the show.
Okay.
All right? I give you I'm going to give
Nation's
you
capital,
honors.
DC.
All right? No, I don't want to. And no bus ride.
No, I know. I'm with you.
All right?
I got you.
You got honors.
Okay.
So you can dive over any of these games.
Okay.
All right? We're out of time?
Yes.
All right.
We gotta leave.
Oh, listen, everybody, thanks for dealing with me. I appreciate it. We love you. Stay tuned.